Yes, man, me up, man. Go on, answer, man. Yeah, man, me I tell you, say, me I try, because me remember, say, me I say, we're not two channel, you know. Two channel, not one. But me I tell you, say, me not say that reach it. Just look after 7, so you know, so me have to just fling up that thing. I have to do this. Because I remember the interview what me did do with a US citizen there. They come in and talk about the 12-year-old girl where them say, them accuse him of rape. You know, so them found him guilty, you know. Yeah, man. But now with that, remember say, him did talk to me, but you know, when him talk to me, me did have to broke my pen. Remember? I can play it back to you know. I can show them found him guilty. Him I get sentenced the 5th of May. Them just found him guilty. Yeah? But we can play back and remind the people them we can we sit down and we dissect things and listen good and listen keenly on the thing. We remember it, don't it? Yeah, man, them found him. And remember, you know who found him guilty? Jury. Must have around 7 of them. Jury case. Found him guilty, man. See me I say, it's a bad case. And then this is what me I talk about, you know, them lock out people out of them beach, them do all kind of thing. We don't know what kind of people coming to Jamaica. All kind of people. But them teach our people to be like, you know, still have the slavery mentality. You look upon some people because of color and money and all kind of little things. No morals or nothing. See? You look upon them people because them wear necktie and them things, then them look away and you say, okay, them alright. But the little youth down there say, no, wanna kill him for one little goat or one little something around there. So by the way, them shoot up a next beryllium chuck today, you know. Yeah, them shoot up another one. Them did a try rabbit and them have to take chase. Them in a reverse. This are the metaverse where them come with, but them in a reverse. It's bad. See that? See that? It's the next one. In a sense, it's a better thing, this one. See that? But them escape and run go a police station. This body, me do this, you know, me do this tomorrow, following an ambush and attempt robbery of another beryllium limited armored vehicle to the St. Elizabeth. The companies confirming criminal efforts were unsuccessful. Yeah, they were unsuccessful. Man, them head of the corporate communication at Gasman Group, Lieutenant Commander George Overton said no one was injured in the incident. And no money was stolen. No, because them man them drive off, like them a try to stop it and they couldn't stop and them shoot it up. See it there? So them have to tear down the place, you know, see it there? And next one, so it's a target. That's why I see nobody no want to drive near them, you know. When people see them on the road, people are driving, want to move out of my way. Me no come here with you, man. It's bad though. It's bad, not true. Me could get to this now. Me could get to the serious case. Me I show you, hey, people, me want to take in a case here. Me I show you oh man, serious when me I deal with a case. Remember the case I good? Watch this. Me could see this first. American man found guilty of having sex with 12-year-old girl, claim racism, corruption at play. Robert Benoit, the Caucasian American, who was on Wednesday convicted in the St. James Circuit Court for having intercourse with a 12-year-old St. James girl after she was handed over to him by her father for transactional sex. The backlash Magnum to seal the deal. And the father forgot prison too, you know. Backlash Magnum for seal the deal. Eh? You can hear this? You believe this? With corruption and racism had a part in his conviction. The 59-year-old Benoit was unanimously declared guilty by a jury comprising 5 men, 2 women following their deliberation. The source told the paper that the man, upon hearing the verdict, the conviction, the verdict, stood dumbfounded, open mouth. When he regained his composure, Benoit purportedly declared, "It's because I am white," before going on to sneer corruption. When you hear this? Because him white, him get convicted. No, in Jamaica. White people don't really get convicted in Jamaica, my brethren. No. And the black, them chop the black and the poor and the needy. Yeah, man.
According to the evidence and unveiled in the matter, the incident took place December 2020, 2 days before Christmas. According to Benoit, who is a regular visitor to the island, he was in the community to give care package to people there. Care package. The girl's mother said in her evidence that she was responsible for taking care of Benoit's rented home in the area, and so would go there to cook and clean for him. She, however, denied knowing what transpired between him and her child.
So she never know. She said she denied. She don't know what transpired. But the father, him to go jail too, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Him to go jail too, man. You see me? No joke about it. No two way. No two way about it. Make we run back, go back to the case and go and watch it now. And make we dissect it myself because we did have the interview. I know so I not put up in a business. I could have my twin and I have no twin. Me just deal with it as is. We keep it straight. We no business. Sita, you're good. Remember it, Sita? Yeah, man, very lonesome. I'm live. I'm live with Robert here. All right, so we're talking from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish explain what took place with the police in Montego Bay. In Montego Bay, right? I'm right?
Yeah, it was in Montego Bay. It was right. Yeah, it was across from the football field off of Albion Street, Albion Road, or whatever it is.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I went there because when the cops got there, I literally thought it was like, you know, a mistake, like because it happens in America. Cops get the wrong address and go to the wrong place. Because I thought it was like a drug raid, and I go, I don't even smoke pot. I never smoked anything in my life, and so I thought because they never told me anything. So that's what I was doing. I literally told them 3 times what happened that night, but they never told me it had anything to do with that. I literally didn't find out till 5 days later when I call her the Wicked Witch of the West came. It was some lady, I guess she was a prosecutor, and that's when she said, "We're going to charge you." And I'm like, "With what?" I'm like, and then she, with kidnapping, and I go, "On a motorcycle? What?" And then she go, touching me. I go, "Well, she touched me. She was holding me on a bike." I go, I never touched her. And then, then they said, "We're going to charge you with rape." And I go, "I got ED." I go, "You can check." It's like, and it's documented. I sent you some of that yesterday. I sent you the documents. I even have documents also from the doctor here that verified, that, they go, because I'm on certain medications that actually make that happen. Now, this is the book that I wrote, right? I wrote this, and this has got all the evidence and everything in it. I don't know if you can read it, but
yeah, I see it.
Which has everything, all documents, and actually everything happened, including evidence. Because this is the thing. The funny thing is, they kicked me out of my house.
So back up. So she come to your house. All right. So back up because sometimes the phone was breaking up yesterday. So go back up.
Okay.
When the father sent to pick you up, who you expect was coming there? You expect it was him, but it sent the little girl.
Yeah, I'm guessing they came. I'm guessing because they started talking to the girl. Well, they're actually screaming at the girl, yelling at the girl.
No, I'm not talking. We're just talking up when them pick you up, when she pick you up at the
square. Because originally I was told by this crackhead Rob said he was sending his brother to meet me, which I don't know his brother from Adam, and I barely know.
Him don't know the better from Adam and the man named Crackhead Rob. So I'm gonna ask him about Rob and the girl. Him could identify the clothes and anything. So I just come and talk to him and take note. Just go and take note. Yeah, man.
No Crackhead Rob. So I ended up going down there, figuring it was some guy coming, right? And that's why I was waving my hands in the air like this because I was trying to be, noticed because I don't know who's coming. And it ended up. The kid came, which I knew the kid because the kids come with the mother on Saturdays when she's cooking and grabbing my laundry. So I knew the kids, like I said, the chubby one doesn't talk. I mean, I talked a lot with the younger one because the skinny one, because she's like me. We chat, you know. So she was chatting, but I couldn't tell you 3 things about any of these kids. I don't know, you know. I usually helped out. Even there was a son, I even helped him out. He didn't have shoes, and you know they're very poor, so I gave him money so he could go buy shoes or flip flops or sandals or something. So I always helped out, but I only went there, I'm going to say maybe a couple times a week. And usually it was to drop off, you know, food to help them out, right?
Yes.
But I could only carry so much. I had a motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so where were we? Yeah, when I went, they called me that night.
You with the motorcycle, so is the chubby one come to you?
The chubby one came to me. Yeah, the chubby one came to me, and that's the first one. When I went to her, I saw her, and I go, and I'm looking around because I thought she'd be with somebody, and I go, I thought your uncle was coming, right? And she's like, they sent me, which meant I guess the uncle and the father. And then I'm like, because I didn't know she was even there. I didn't know the kids were there. So
him never knows the kids there. Tell them I know them. Never know she did it, right? Okay.
She came and I was like a little odd, but at least I knew her. I wouldn't know the uncle, you know. I was like, but she came. So, and when I asked her, what's this all about?
You know Rob. You see Rob before. You never know the uncle, right?
Well, like I said, the family introduced me to him about a week before, maybe a week and a few days. Now he helped. The lady had a tank, a water tank, Sharon, and I bought a patch kit because I had 2 holes in the tank. Because I go, you're always out of water, but you have a water tank. And she goes, oh, it leaks. So I go, okay. So I went to look at it, and then it needed some patch kit. So I got a patch kit, and then this crackhead Rob guy, they introduced me to him, and he helped me take the thing down, this tank, and empty the water out. And we're supposed to get it dry before we patch it. But this nimwit, as soon as I left, he decided he's going to just do it because he's, you know, a crackhead. So he patches the thing, and of course he puts it all together, and it still leaks because it's not gonna, you know, can't. I don't think he can read. Okay. So, but that's how I met the guy, right? They introduced me to him. I knew him maybe a week and a few days before this whole incident. So I don't really know him. They introduced me. This is the father.
A week and a few days. This is the father. Week and a few days before the incident. Okay.
To the 3 kids. I didn't hang out with him because I couldn't understand. He was always drunk or high or messed up. I remember.
So I'm always drunk and high if you don't know him. Him always drunk and high, and at first you see him, I do the thing, but okay.
Being out front, and I'm like laughing because he was like, you know, sword fighting, you know, and he have a big machete, and he's fighting off like evildoers. You're looking at him like, what the frick is he doing? He's falling down, and he's fighting off like 12 different.
Yeah, but the time him know the man when him fix the tank, or him say him don't know him otherwise, but him tell me, okay.
Guys, and they're invisible men. And that's why I ended up calling him Crackhead Rob. It's like the guy's just like, he's not there. So I never really had a conversation with the guy. I couldn't tell you nothing about this guy, except every time I saw him, he was either smoking pot or drinking, and he was drunk. Like he was always stumbling.
When him say the while, every time him saw him, but him say one time him see him, right? Okay. And so why I'm sent for you in the night? Why I'm sending data for you?
I don't know. He kept calling me that night. And I, like I said, I was at my friend's shop working on my bike. This guy Mikey, I've known for years, and he lives down close to where Sharon lives too. And and he has a welding shop, you know, he makes all that, you know, grills and stuff like that. So then I was at his place working there all day on my back, setting up wire on my bike. So it had I was putting a USB port in and a station where I could charge the bike if I use the radio too much, like, you know, and a battery would go dead. So, which happened a lot. So I ended up putting this charger system on it so I could come in and plug it in at home. So I was on my back all day at my shop. Like, you can call him, he would tell you, you know, everything I'm telling you. And then when I got home, which was just got dark, so it was about 5 o'clock-ish, or a little after 5, somewhere in there, this crackhead Rob started calling me. And I originally he said, I need, he wanted my help. Yeah, I'm like, and he talks
What
like
kind of
mumbles.
help him want? What kind of help him need from you?
I don't know. He just kept calling. I could barely understand him anyway. So I just knew he wanted me to come do something or help. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what he actually wanted, but he kept calling me and I kept saying, no, no, no.
He told you that he's going to send his brother for you.
Yeah. Well, finally, about the 8th, 10th, 12th time, I finally broke down because, I'm a good guy. I'm like, okay, it's, Christmas type, so I'll go find out what he wants because I can't deal with him tomorrow because I have to drop off. The house was full of presents. It was literally chock full. You'd have to trip on stuff. It was so much crap in the house. And then, so I go, well, I got to get this tomorrow. I'm really busy. I can't deal with this guy tomorrow. I'll find out what the heck he needs. So like a dumbass, I went. And I went downtown. So okay, finally he called me, and I was like, okay. And then I get up, I get back out there on my bike. I went downtown, and I met, supposed to meet him at the Sam Sharp Square. And so I got off. Like I said, there was 4 cops on bikes. Well, they weren't on the bikes, but they were police bikes, and they were all standing around together talking. So I pulled up next to him on my bike, and I go, "Can I park here? Someone's coming to get me, and I don't know who they are. So I want to be, in a bright area so they could find me." So they, one of the officers, yeah, sure. He walked over and showed me where to park. Right. And it was over near in front of the museum. There's a fence way in front of the museum. So I was up against like the fence area. I parked, took, a helmet off, put it on the bike, and then walked over to where the screens are, the big screens. They're big TV screens. So I went there, and then waving my hands. I had both my hands, like, over my head like this, going like that. And and I'm going in a circle because I don't know which direction they're coming from. I have no idea. I was but that was the TVs were really bright, so he could see me, and which was good because the kid spotted me out and came over to me, and then that's when, the kid came, and the first thing I thought your uncle was coming, but I was kind of, at least I knew who this person was. And I go, and then I asked her, what was this all about? And she's like, she shrugged her head. She goes, I don't know. It's like, oh, so I didn't know. So I put the helmet on her. She gets on the bike, and then she takes me out of town. Now, I got lost because every time we had to take a turn, the first few turns we did fine. We got off. I took a right on St. James, took the first left there, and then we went up, and then we took another left, then took a right. And then after that, I think I took a right, but then it was the wrong way, and then I had to go about a half-mile turnaround because it was traffic, a lot of traffic. The whole downtown was full of people. It was like Christmas, so you got 1 million people at Sam Sharp Square where the Christmas tree is. That's where the Christmas tree is. Well, in 2020, and then we got up. I got lost a few times because she kept going, go this way, and then she said go that way, and I found, like, you gotta stop going. Tug on me, left shirt or right arm or left arm. You gotta say right or left or pull my arm or something. I do not know this way or that way because I went this way. And it was a right, and you said wrong, and then you say that way, and I took a right, and it's still the wrong way. So you got to tell me. I remember that because I'm like, it was frustrating because it was so much traffic, and then go the wrong way, and then you can't, it's hard to turn around because it's miles of traffic. So finally, she did get me up there, and I remember it was dark because it was a dark night. You can look, there's no moon out that night. It was pitch dark once you got out of all the lights, and there was no lights up there. So. And then when we got up there, I remember him jumping up and down like a little bunny rabbit, happy I'm there. And then,
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy when you read. No moonlight, pitch dark. Okay.
Yeah, excited to see me.
Why I'm happy though? Why I'm happy?
I don't know. I have no idea why I was happy. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So then he didn't say anything. He was just happy, and he was going like motioning me to come. So I got off, she had to get off the bike. Then I got off the bike and, parked the bike and then turned the light off. And then I couldn't see a dang lick of nothing. But I remember there's piles of gravel and, I think sand. I don't know. There's piles it's a construction site. And then they bring me to the right side of the building, the right side, and we go down. And I'm like, where the F we going? You know, so what's going on? You know, I'm like, can't see. He's got this little banger flashlight or phone like thing, and it probably flashed a light about 2 feet, so I couldn't see nothing. And I fell a few times.
So look, a flashlight got 2 feet. 2 feet, you know. Just look at 2 feet there, people. Yes, 2 feet. 2 feet and nothing much, you know. 2 feet like this. 2 feet. Show it 2 feet. I guess I want 2 feet. So the flashlight now see nothing but 2 feet. But you can't tell you everything now, you know. Go and listen. Go and listen. Go and listen, yeah, man.
Times I remember falling down a few times, tripping on stuff, like blocks or pieces of blocks or something. And then we get off down the building. There's a door, you know, on the left of the, you know, as you're going down the right side of the building, there's a door, almost all the way down. And then that's where we went in. We went in that door. And then I remember stepping over concrete bags and, you know, and some blocks, and we get in this room, and the only thing I see is 2 guys there. Well, I only saw the whites of their eyes. I couldn't tell you what they were wearing, but they were tall. You know, they were like, you know, 6 feet tall or something. They were tall guys, unless they were standing on something. I don't know, but they were tall.
Unless they must stand on something, because I'm going the white in their eyes. So you can't see the black. And in the black, you see the white. And maybe people I know so bright for you see the white in them eye. But anyway.
I only saw the whites of their eyes. Couldn't tell you what they looked like. I couldn't tell you if they were dark skin. Yeah, they showed me the height of them. They looked tall. And then
you know, they're something, but they look tall. Okay.
Yeah, and all I saw was a stack of blocks, a chair, a bunch of rope, and then this crackhead Rob takes off like lightning, gone. And he's the one with the flashlight. And the room was big.
What color is that rope? What color was that rope?
It was just blocks. I didn't see any. It was cement. It was not painted.
The color of the rope.
I don't remember. I think it. Now I can't remember. I just remember being some sort of rope.
Rob knew the flashlight. I mean, I asked you where I see, right? Okay.
I don't remember in the color. I just remember seeing rope, and it was basically on top of a stack of blocks. I remember seeing some rope, a chair. We couldn't see much, and I saw some plywood against the wall, the door, some sort of plywood or boards up against the wall further away. And then this guy took off, and then I'm like, you know, I'm in the pitch dark of this giant room, which is probably like a 16 or 18 by.
Pitch dark. And when you say pitch dark, when you talk to me, you know, pitch dark mean pitch dark, you know. Can't mean little light or something pitch dark. What's that it mean to me, yeah?
30-foot room. And I'm like, what the frick? And it was unfinished. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, it had walls, but there was no paint, or I don't even think it was rendered or anything. I think it was just black. And then he took off, and then I'm sitting in a pitch dark. I mean, it was dark outside, but now I'm like in a dark room. You ever been in a dark room?
You can't see nothing in the room.
You can't see nothing. You're all disoriented because you can't.
Dark. And the room is like 30 by what? 30 by.
I'm guessing, say 25 to 30 by maybe 18 feet. I'm guessing it was a good size. It was a good size room. I don't know if they were, you know, going to divide it into rooms. I don't know what that room was. But then he took off and ran. You know, he went straight and then took a left. And then it was, because once the light left, it was nothing. And I'm like, well, you know, basically swearing. What the F, what the, you know, like what the is going on? And then the 2 kids grabbed my hand. Now, Skinny, I remember Skinny grabbed my left hand, Chubby grabbed my right hand.
No, remember say the mother go down there and watch stream and them go down in the yard, you know. It must have a name for them, don't it? A baby them, you know, 12 and maybe 10 at the time. Skinny and Chubby. Okay. All right. And
because they obviously they've been in this building, they grabbed my hand and pulled me to run. So I started, you know, kind of running with them. Of course, they're kids and I'm an old man. I was like, so, but this whole thing, I was in this room for maybe in this house no more than a minute and a half. You know what I'm saying? We got
1 minute and a half until everything that's all right. Okay.
In that room, and then lights, you know, there's no lights. He takes off, and then next thing I know, we're going down out of the damn building, and then we stop. Now I'm kind of concentrating on one wall.
In the minute and a half, you take note. So them have 2 men in the room. No, 3, because the father was there.
Yeah, right. The father's there too, which I don't know where he is.
The chair, the bed. Bed was in
there,
right?
No, there's no bed. I didn't see no bed. When we went down on the left, just before we went out about, I'm going to say 8 to 10 feet before we came out that door, right? The kids stopped me, and there was a doorway on the left, right? And it was kind of lit up. It had like a little bit of light, like a laptop, or it could have been a night light. It was a very dim light. So it shined so I could
Can be laptop, can I tell about laptop? Okay.
see the doorway. I could see there was a little table on the right where the light was coming, and there was a bed.
So where the light did not come from, because outside pitch dark, no moon, you know. And they also have the light at pitch dark, and what's the dark, right? Okay.
Up against the door. So you couldn't walk into the room. You had to get onto the bed. So there was a bed, obviously on a frame, because it was about, about 30 inches or 24 inches off the floor. And then
the bed 30 or 24 inches off the floor. I have the floor, okay.
It was up, like, if you look, it was up, I don't know if I can show you, like that. So the end of the bed was up in the air. So I'm trying to do it. So like this. So you have a bed, but the end was up. So there was blocks or something at one end, which is the furthest away. So I remember seeing that, and the kids, the little one goes, "This is where we sleep." And it's only a little like, 30 inch. It's the size of my couch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I'm asking them, how the heck, who sleeps there? I thought maybe one of the girls slept there, one of the girls slept somewhere else. And she goes,
so I'm saying I know where them I go. And I said maybe one of the girls slept there and the other one slept somewhere else. Oh, them just slept there. Why?
No, my dad and my sister sleep there. And I'm like, how the heck? I'm thinking they must stack one on top of the other, because I'm like, how is that possible? So, but I go, it's none of my business. I didn't give it, I didn't care. But she said, they both agreed that they, because I go, really? And they both said yes. And one's holding my right hand, one's holding my left hand. And then we were only there for like a few seconds. They just said, "This is where we sleep." And I go, "Oh yeah, who?" And they said, "Me, my dad, and things." So, it was not like a big conversation. And then we were out the door. We walked the 8 feet. And then as soon as we get out, crackhead Rob is right out there. And then he turned into, because the first thing I did, as soon as I get out the door, I'm like, why didn't we come in this way? I'm parked right there. And then he turned into Tasmanian devil. And he was like, I'm like, I don't understand a word he was saying, but it reminded me of Tasmanian devil. Like, you can't understand him. So then I go, what was this all about? I couldn't see anything in there, right? And then he's going off, going, and then I'm like, I wasn't supposed to come out of there. I'm not. I'm like, and then I'm about to step off the landing. And it was like a 4-foot drop. One of the kids, I don't know which one, stopped me because I was about to, step off, and it was like a 3 or 4 foot drop. So they go, no, the stairs are this way, because I couldn't see nothing. So then we went out to the right.
So I couldn't see. So then them lead you down.
Yeah, I couldn't see. It was dark outside. It was really dark inside, but it was still dark outside. Yeah. And then the staircase goes off the left.
That means
the inside was really dark, except for that room, which I could see there was a little bit of light. I think I saw.
Where did I get the light from?
3 doorways. I think there was 3 doorways, but I think the other ones had door. There was doors on them, but I could see. How you can see if there's a light behind a door, around the door, you can see a little bit of light. So I believe.
No, but there's a laptop or something behind the door. All right.
I believe this was the 3rd door, but now I was coming from the back door in, right? So now if you're coming in the front door, the stairs would be on the left side of the building, right? Left side. And the front door is offset. If you're looking at the front of the house, the door is offset to the left, right? So I couldn't tell you much about this. I couldn't tell you where windows. I never saw a window. I just know that where the back door is and where the front door came out is, right? Because that's I have no idea. I used to build houses, so I go, it was just kind of an odd thing that the door was.
So after I stepped down.
After I stepped down, he kind of took off. He went going off, and I, because I'm asking the kids, well, is that normal? You come in the back door, and the kids go, no, and I'm like, what the frick's all going on? They go, I don't know, and so that's why I believe the kids didn't know what was going on, because I didn't know what was going on. But I believe I was not supposed to come out of that house. I think, and that's what the cops are protecting the story, because the cops were in on this, because I told them this story, and they don't even put this in the report.
Because in the pitch dark, and when you're going there, 2 men like them 6 foot tall, and they have ropes in there, they have blocks in there. and
yeah,
then
there's blocks in
run
there.
away, and then run out, and you run out. Okay. So
Yeah,
when you
I got out of there. The kids got me out of there quick. They grabbed my hands and
okay,
got me out of that house. I couldn't tell you
okay.
anything because I thought I was going there to help my son because the guy's an idiot. So I mean, I'm really pretty good with tinkering. I love tinkering and fixing things, you know. So I built like 3 houses. Actually, I built 2 houses here in Jamaica. I built one in Spanish Town and I built one in Old Harbor for the girl I married. But it was on family land, so I never was able to get anything back. The family wouldn't even give me my
So what
clothes
happened
back.
to you after she stepped down on the step? What
Well,
happened
then
to
they
you?
took me down the stairs, and then I followed the girls because they're following their dad, which went to the light. Right, it's the only light there is. So I'm guessing, we're gonna talk because we haven't talked yet. He brought me up there, and we went through a building in about a minute and a half. And I'm like, what the frick's going on? And he hasn't said anything. So I go follow the girls, which are following the light to the light. And it was just a this
So I'm saying that a film for on a bike. But them not talk it. I'm saying talk to call them around 12 times. But him not know what going on, right?
staircase, which giant steps. I remember the steps being up, they're probably 18 to 20-inch staircase. I mean, I have short legs. I'm on like 5'6". This thing was made for a giant. I had, I remember the staircase being really just ridiculous stairs. And he got to go to the shop, which was like 8 feet, up. So he had to go up the stairs and in, and he's up there buying booze and drugs and, his weed and I don't know, whatever. And the kids bought some stuff, but I paid the bill. I gave the lady a $5,000 bill. And
Him pay the bill. All right.
I go, boy, your money doesn't go far, does it? And she goes, no, it's kind of useless here. So, but I think the bill was around 3,200 or 3,400 bucks. I'm somewhere in there. I'm not positive what it was. I just remember she gave me some change back. And then, and I remember it taking a while because Crackhead Rob drinks a certain type of booze or whatever, and she didn't have that. So he was debating on whatever else, and it took him a while. But we were there for like 15, 20 minutes. And then finally, I had a little conversation with the lady. I gave her the money, she got the money back. And then we go down these stairs, go back down. I think they might have been round too, or something round on the stairs, like they were inverted or something. I don't know. But then we go down the stairs and we go off to the right, and we're before the first house because now he lives in the second house on the lane, which is basically right beside this building, this shop. This shop, I guess, is and then I think the back of the shop is the lady's house. But because it's a big building, and then but to the left of that is that house, whichever we were at. I call it Crackhead House, right? And then there's another house before that. I remember because I could see the silhouette. Couldn't tell you much about it except there's another house. There's another fence there. And then we're before that house. So we're about 20 to 30 feet before that house. And he sat on a block or something, sitting on something. I'm guessing it was a block. And then he starts talking to me saying, you got to stay away from Sharon's house. It's bad up there. There's terrible things going on. It's not safe, blah, blah, blah. And it's all generic. He wouldn't say, there's an axe murder or something and blew up, or there was nothing specific. It was just random.
So when you went away back with the little girl, now him tell you to carry the little girl?
Yeah, after he started talking to me, first he's telling me to stay away from the house, and then it's so bad up there. It's so bad he had to bring his kids. That's when I knew he was lying because he only brought the 2 kids that he's sleeping with. He didn't bring the boy, right? You have 3 kids, and they're all.
I understand. Yeah, I understand the boy. So we leave out the boy. We'll talk about the 2 back there. So
now
which one him tell him to carry down? Carry her back in the morning.
Yeah, because he started going in. He wanted the presents. He goes, "You got to bring me the presents, and take Chubby, because I don't know where the heck." I remember.
You got to bring me the present and take Chubby. You see what I'm reading on the paper? I'm seeing it up with a Red Bull. Yeah, you got to bring me the present and take Chubby. Okay.
I have no idea where I am. I can't even see a road because there's like I don't know where the road is. Like I'm in a path.
Remember, I don't know where him the night. I know him not know. But you see that the man has sleep with him daughter. Them right up there saying, but him not know where him there. Right? Take Chubby.
But I don't know where the actual road goes. You can't see anything.
I don't know where the road go. Okay.
So he's like, because I asked him when I found out he only wanted presents, and that's the only reason he really brought me up there, or to tie me up and kill me. I go, I ain't giving you presents. How do I get home? How do I get out of this place? So he started going off, telling me to, what do you say? He says, that's when he said, you take Chubby and you bring her back in the morning with the presents. And I go,
why am I gonna tell you take Chubby? You must call him that name. Him couldn't call him that Chubby. Give me a name. You take Chubby and bring her back with the morning with a present. You're a big man. So where you carry her go your yard for? And why you never go if the man call it 12th time, why the man never ride and carry, if it's a buckle I carry him female rum, you just can't go give him. Why you take Chubby and carry her back in the morning? Which man gonna do that? Father, for go to prison too, Need to go to prison, yeah, man.
I can't babysit your kid. I gotta find a cab to drop off, like a couple hundred presents. I'm like, so I go, I can't do that. I got too much stuff to do. I didn't even want to come here. And then he's like, you listen to me. You hear me? You take Chubby and bring me the present in the morning. I'm like, I ain't giving you shit. I'm like, these are for, families that need it. I'm not giving him this, stuff he's just going to sell for some drugs. So I kept saying no at like 4 different times, I kept saying no, but he kept getting louder and getting more mean about it. And you got to remember now, it's about 20 to quarter, somewhere close to 8 o'clock, right? It's at least, it was definitely after 7:30. So I don't know where I am. I know these guys.
Remember, I don't know where I'm there, Just listen good, listen. All right.
Didn't have good intentions to me to go in the back of a goddamn house. So I need to get the hell out of there because now I don't feel safe anyway. And so I finally reluctantly agreed that, to take her. And then, so she gets on the bike. He's yelling at her to get on the bike. And I'm like, I did not want her. And the other kid, there's 2 kids were there. Now, remember, there's Crackhead Rob and his 2 kids listening to him yell at me to take the kid home so he can get his presents. And I'm like, and I kept saying, you ain't getting my presents. So then she gets home and I wanted to bring her back because it took I'm guessing 10, 12 minutes. She took me down a goddamn mountain. I'm talking English. It was straight down. I remember being water breaks on it, and it was at least 1 or 2 roads going across way. So it was a big, long hit mountain to go down.
So you reach back to your home from there. It took you 10 minutes.
Yeah. She took me some back way. She took me down this mountain. We took some alleyway, and then we're back on Albion, right? So it's a mountain somewhere, and then we tossed 2 roads, and then we're on Albion. So I'm like, I don't know how.
Just one at a time. So it took you 10 minutes to reach out, not 5.
Yeah. It took about 10, maybe a little bit more, but she got me home.
So film you there right 10 minutes from there. So but him not know where I'm there. Not even your eye look on 10 minutes. I'm just right off and back 10 minutes. But you never know where I'm there or nothing, right? All right, good.
And I was like, I was impressed because I was like, it took me longer to get up there than it did to get home.
10 minutes to reach down. Okay.
Yeah. So then
what happened? You never live near to them, right? Okay.
I got home.
Night, right?
I was looking at the time. I go, I got time. I could bring you home. And she was not feeling well. She said she was sick. She wanted to use the bathroom. And I'm like, and I'm really thinking as a dad, I'm like, this girl does not want to sleep with her father. And then she said she was sick. And I go, well, I have medicine because I brought a pharmacy with me, right? I brought a bag full of every kind of medicine made by man. Because in America, it's easy to get and it's cheap.
I'm thinking this girl doesn't want to sleep with her father.
Here, you got to wait in line for ever to get anything.
But Uncle, one thing with Jamaica though, that doctor that tell you, even if me you take the same medicine but it prescribes to you, me have to be careful. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I only have one prescription. Well, no, I think I have 2 prescriptions, but everything else was generic. Because in America, you just go to you can go to Walmart and pick. They've got a giant pharmacy. You can pick as long as it's not prescription. But because I brought aspirin and cold medicines and nasal medicine, everything. Because you never know. I actually got
pharmacy also. Yes, those kind of
things. Yeah, I just bought stuff because I didn't know I was going to be here. I was going to be here for a while, and I just was prepared. And what I usually do is I bring a bunch of stuff, and whatever I don't leave, I usually give it away anyway.
Oh, so you bring about a lot of stuff. You always have a lot of gifts and things, but you give
Yeah,
away.
I came with 4 suitcases and 2 barrels. When I got out of jail, I only had two suitcases.
Okay.
I only ended up with 2 suitcases of clothes left out of everything I brought, because everything that was in packages, brand new t-shirts, the white t-shirts, I had 12 packs. Those are gone. Brand new underwears, impacts, gone. Brand new Axe spray kits, gone. Everything, dress shirts, gone. Everything that was in packages disappeared because it was Christmas. When I was there, lighting the loafers, whoever he was making piles of my stuff while I was still there. So it's I know.
I don't want to go to that yet. What you go
Okay.
to that? So we can finish. We don't want to stray too far because we don't want
to lose.
So when you want to carry her back after she reached down and you finish up, now you want to carry her back. What you said?
Yeah, I wanted to carry her back. She was sick, and then finally, she ended up telling me because I go, I figured she could, get medicine. I was like, then she said she was seeing her period, and I'm like, well, I don't think I have much for that. It's like you could, you're kind of on your own on that because you could look.
You matter about a 12-year-old now, and she go down, she go everywhere, go up on the bike with him, and she never say nothing to him or nothing. But yes or no, she'll tell him this. Okay, don't have me.
Okay. I have aspirin. So, but I did give her my phone because she got her in the house and she went to the bathroom, and I gave her my phone, which I had to unlock and give her my phone so she, call her mom. And I go, well, tell your mom what happened. I don't know what's going on. It's like, tell your mom you're safe, but what does she want me to do? Because I can bring her to her house because she lives, maybe a mile up the road.
And the mother live nearly a mile up the road. So how am I going like him to know the place? The mother live a mile and the father does live 10 minutes. So, okay.
The road up in Paradise. So they'll go up a couple roads, but it's not that far. So I don't know. She went to the bathroom, which you got to go into the bedroom, and then there's a bathroom in there. But she had the door closed to the bedroom. So I was like, I don't know what she, beats the heck out of me. So I turned on TV and I turned on looking for something to watch, and I found, a Fire Stick, and I was watching it was like a documentary on space travel or something. And it was like 3 hour. I remember it being like a 3-hour documentary, and I ended up falling asleep through half of it. But I remember her coming out a few times. And when she came out one time, I asked her for a pillow because, I was on the couch. I asked her for a pillow, and I can remember I'm pretty sure I may have grabbed it because it's right around the couch. I think I grabbed the pillow. So I remember getting a pillow because it's a 1-bedroom, and I only have 2 pillows, right? And then so I was laid down on the couch watching TV, and she came in to ask me to unlock the phone, and she did that, I believe, 4 times. Come out on her. What she said she was doing in the room is watching. She was playing with the phone, playing games, I guess. I think I read it, and her said she was playing a game. I'm like, but which makes sense. I mean, she's a kid. But all I remember is she went in there and she came out a few times because I remember asking her a couple times, did you get in touch with mom? She goes, no, I'm still calling, but I haven't reached her yet. And I'm like, okay, so I wasn't really worried about it. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, I got to figure out what to do with it in the morning because I'm not bringing the presents to crackhead Rob. So all I know is that I kind of nodded off watching a movie, and then I remember waking up.
By the way, I'm alone, Dave, and I'm saying one of the pillar.
And I had to take a leak, and I went outside because I didn't want to wake her up. So I just went outside and came back in, and I sweat like. Right now, I'm soaking wet. I sweat like crazy. Well, anyway, I was laying on the couch, and I remember coming back to lay back on the couch. And when I got on it, I was freezing because, the couch is now soaking wet. And now I'm cool from going outside. And then I remember being wet. But even when the cops came, I even said, check the couch. I only have 2 pillows in the house, and one's on the couch. And just check the couch. It's soaking wet. I didn't pee the couch. I'm just sweating. So, I don't know. After that, like I said, the cops came. Actually, all I heard was a noise out front when I heard them come, and when I looked out the window, all I see is silhouettes of guys with guns, and I'm like, what the frick? And so where I am, I always heard gunshots all the time there. It's like, I mean, sometimes for 45 minutes straight, it sounded like World War II going on over there. So I ended up, I remember seeing the guys with guns, couldn't see who they were because it was just so dark out. I saw silhouettes because there's a street light further away, and you could so you see the silhouettes of them, but I couldn't see
okay.
uniforms.
But police, the police, the vested glow at night in that.
Yeah, I did not see any of that till, like I said, I did not. All I saw guys with guns, and I go, we're in front of glass. So I was
rifle.
I saw, it looked like some guys had rifles, some guys had I could see they had guns. You could tell that there was guns.
You see them eye like when you see the one in the house?
No, I couldn't. All I saw was silhouettes. Remember, these guys are like 40, 50 feet away. So I could only see
40, 50 feet away.
Silhouettes of guys with guns. And it would look like there was
silhouette with gun, the gun them black. But we know police have some clothes we have on some, have on something on it, right? Glue and thing, but
10 or 12 of them. And then I immediately got her out of the front of a window, and I ran in because she's in front of a window, get in the thing, and I go,
she in front of a window, to him in front of a window.
Bad guys, because I told bad guys with guns, come, So I wake her up, and she goes, what? I go, there's guys with guns.
She in front of the window, but him wake her up. Okay.
I'm waiting for them to start shooting. So I bring her into the bathroom because it was surrounded by concrete. It's like, if they start shooting, they got to shoot through, 8 inches of concrete. So, and I said, if they start shooting, lay down in the shower, because chances are they're going to shoot in a straight line, not, up and down. You know what I'm saying? Usually if people are shooting straight across. So I ended up, I just waited in there until I could see through the bathroom window that they looked like they were wearing costumes. I was like, what? Because I'm like, what the heck's going on? So once I saw that they might be police, I came out and say, hey, I'm unarmed, don't shoot. And then
so before you never know it was police at all?
No, I couldn't tell. Nobody ever said. I never heard anybody say there's police here. I never heard anything. I just saw them trying to break through windows, and I'm like, what the frick? I thought it was just bad guys.
So them they're 50 feet away, 40, 50 feet. Come here, ask them if you not see them. If they try to break up the window, that means them intact with your house. Them in contact with your house itself. If you try to break your window, not true. 40, 50 feet away. Okay.
Guns trying to break in, but once I kind of saw that it was a few with uniforms, because I could only see through the window. I was looking through the window, and then I could see because I'm looking through a hall. It's an alleyway.
But
I was in.
Okay, you said back in the other part of the room. You said 12 of them, but you couldn't make out their uniform.
Yeah, when I first was looking at the front, which is the front of the house, there looked like there was an army of them. Looked like there was like a dozen people. I didn't actually count. I just saw a bunch of people, and they looked like they had guns, and I'm like, what the? Is it an invasion? So I'm not sure what was going on. And then, I immediately got out of there because I didn't want to start shooting up the freaking house. There's nowhere to hide because it's all window. So we ended up, went to the bathroom, stayed in there until I saw they might be police. And that's when we went through to the front door. I opened the door, and then fat bastard came in.
Open the door? You open the door? They call it.
No, I opened the door. I opened the door because I had to unlock it. It has a lock, and you had a grill, right? You had a grill. You had to unlock that, and then you had a deadbolt on the door, and a lock. So there's There's at least 2 locks on the actual door, and then there's the grill which had a lock, right? A padlock. So then I open that up, open the door. As soon as I open the door, he whips it open, and he comes in and he shoulder checks me. He just like plows, and the guy's like a walking refrigerator. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And nobody told me who they were. There was no good morning. There was no I'm Lieutenant, Corporal Dumbass.
They just came in. 5 o'clock. What time is that now?
It was early. It was before 5 o'clock. It was still
after 4.
Yeah. It was probably after 4 because that's when it just got light where you could see it. And
that means she did it from 8 hours. She did it from 8 in the night to 8 to like after 4. 8 hours something. Okay.
And then Now who came in was Fat Bastard was first, then Light and the Loafers, and then it was the two Minions. The rest of the guys,
So,
I didn't really see them. I saw them in the background.
What his name? You have his name?
This Fat Bastard, Light and the Loafers, which is a tall, skinny guy. And then you had Minion 1 and Minion 2.
Original name, because Fat Bastard is who?
I don't have a clue. I think Fat Bastard's name is R. Fletcher. I saw yeah. I think his name was R. I don't know what the R. I'm thinking retard, but he sounded like he's a high school dropout bully. That's all he sounded.
Them say him don't have a clue for the name, but him tell me his name right away. Don't have a clue. A clue. You have to just listen.
And he was torturing a kid. He was the first one that was.
Notice me not laugh. We just the dog want to listen, don't it?
Started screaming at this kid, and the kid's like a little pipsqueak. And then he's like, almost 6 feet tall, screaming. He's like, probably 280 pounds, and he's freaking.
Which probably is just 6 feet tall, 280 pounds, right? Yeah, man. Nearly 300 pounds. I'm going to be bigger for me, know it big, sir. But no, I'm bigger for me, nearly 300 pounds.
Screaming at this poor little kid, and I'm like, and she's telling the truth. She's like, I was in there, he was sleeping on the couch, and I'm like, and then the lady, the landlord shows up. She was like cringing. She's like, oh, because he's torturing this kid. And then the two of them, Light and the Loafers and Fat Bastard.
Tell me now, when you say torture, what them do? Trying out by your head.
No, they're right on top of her, yelling down at her. What was going on? She was just screaming. It's like, and she was telling him. And then the two of them they're asking her two different questions. You ever interrogate, like they're like interrogating the Taliban, right? You're asking two different questions. So no matter what you answer, you're lying, right? And she's like, why are you trying to confuse me? He's sleeping on the couch. He was watching TV. What's going on? And I'm like, I was sleeping. Look at the couch. Go check I kept telling these cops, check the couch. One, there's a pillow there. All you have to do is count the two. I have two.
Yeah, so tell me now. So why them charge you for rape and kidnapping?
They charge me for kidnapping somebody on a motorcycle from a place I don't know where to get to. And then they charge me for touching her, right? For touching her and then supposedly raping her. And I told him, I have ED. I'm dead serious. It's like, I'm like, you can't make up this crap. And then, but I told the cops exactly what I told you what happened. If the cops seem to know what happened, because listen, I did not know what was going on. You got to understand, I had no idea what was going on. Now, they did. Supposedly, this guy called them. I didn't find out for 5 days. 5 days later, I was told that the father called the police, right? Now, here's a question. If someone kidnapped your kid, why didn't you beat the cops there? You know what I'm saying? You know where I live. And they didn't figure that out. The guy doesn't even show. He calls his buddies and he goes to sleep and he doesn't even show up. And you don't.
No, but when I tell you, say not show up, people, we don't get distracted. Remember, 8 o'clock, the cops, them reach by 4 o'clock. Who sent the cops there? Remember the father and the sister, they know up there, Oh, them that know, say the little girl down there. The mother wouldn't know, say she down there. Who send the cops down there?
I think there's something a little wrong here. It's like, this was a setup. This guy.
So why them say them carry the child to Sasoka, right? And you tell me last time say it's the cop them might have molested her, right? 5 cops, right?
Well, I don't know. Look, now this is the thing. They charged with rape. Now they took everything but what. Now if you rape somebody, right, you take evidence. First thing, if I was investigating, I'd be grabbing the damn sheets. They didn't take the sheets. They took everything else. They took all my personal shit, right?
That's them can't take everything else. Another say sheet, damn sheet. If you have semen and anything, them can have other thing we and test it. You don't know that. Them take your clothes. Okay.
So why did they take the sheet? That's what the mother said to me. The mother does my laundry. She goes, you have white sheets. They would have, if you really did it, they should have taken the sheets. She goes, I know you didn't do it. Right? She goes,
even them don't get, just remind, even them don't get the cheat, them can't know if the child get penetration or something. So we know say it's not just the sheet alone. But anyway, go through still.
But you would grab something. So one, they didn't grab the sheets, right? Two, they didn't check her that she got raped for 5 days. 5 days later. Right? So how are they going to?
Him thinks that they not check her for 5 days. They might check her and then wait till when the test come back for 5 days. But he might tell me them not check her for 5 days. Then check her.
Check for someone rape days later. You would check that person for rape right then and there. You bring her to the hospital and check, right? But they charged me 5 days later. They charged me before she even was checked. It's like insane.
Now they have to carry out the soca, you know. So so all right, so them have to do the medical and then you know them charge you. So them 5 days after them charge you. So the
yeah, they charged with this, and I go, I never touched the girl. I didn't even want the girl. Never mind, I was tired as hell.
I didn't touch the girl. I didn't even want the girl. Never mind, I was tired as hell. Yeah, big man, we are talking about. You never want her? What can I talk?
What was going on? I had no idea. To this day, I have no idea where this even place is. The only people that know where that is the.
Him say never touch a girl. I want to get back.
Yeah, they didn't check her that she got raped for 5 days. 5 days later.
Let me hear him say again.
Right? So how are they going to check for someone rape days later? You would check that person for rape right then and there. You bring her to the hospital and check, right? But they charged me 5 days later. They charged me before she even was checked. It's like insane.
Now they have to carry out the soca, you know. So so all right, so them have to do the medical and then you know them charge you. So them 5 days after them charge you. So
they charged with this, and I go, I never touched the girl. I didn't even want the girl. Never mind, I was tired as hell. I was working on.
I didn't even touch a girl. I never even want the girl. Never mind, I was tired as hell. I was working. But you say you have something where you can't stand up, but you never touch her and you never want her. Never mind, you're tired as hell. These are excuses, right? Okay.
On my bike all day. I did not even want to go up there.
You never even want her, right? You tell them that?
I didn't even know she was up there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything was going on. I had no idea. To this day, I have no idea where this even place is. The only people that know where that is the people involved with this whole setup. You tell me the cops didn't know, you know what I'm saying? The father calls and he doesn't show up. Even though you can, like I said, you can call the mother right now. I'll give you her number and you can ask her. She's going to tell you because she was, you know, this was her boyfriend for a while. She knows he's a piece of crap. She knows that this whole thing was a setup. That's all he does is scam. So this was a camp.
But I couldn't talk to the mother because the mother, if you leave number one, all right, just give the man a gift. And the man carry 12 times. It's just simple. You don't need the girl to come by your bike to go get the gift. And if him ask for the gift, him talk to you 12 times as a gift. Yeah, go up there. You know, go up there. Come call the 12 times, come check it because you don't know him. You don't just go for the gift if him ask for a gift and carry it come one time and that's it. You know, no man couldn't carry my mind, the 12-year-old that up on the bike. And carry her back in the morning. And then man, I really take some big man. You're a big man now. You could be a big man and man come tell the carry him because 12-year-old daughter. Go on by your bike. I know you carry and you have to carry her back in the morning. You know, not all in that can right. You can't not care what boy I don't know. That it just throw me off, you know. No,
I'm sure he got paid next to nothing for these cops, but they gave him something. You know, nobody lies for free.
They pay the father to set you up.
Yeah. This was a complete set. They brought me there. I have no idea where it is. Sends me with the kid. And then it's like, then he calls the cops saying I kidnapped her, and it turns into that I supposedly raped her and everything. Oh, and according to the cops, this Dane Isaac report, I kept her for days. Not only did I keep her, you know what I'm saying? This only happened for the few hours. And they put in it that I kidnapped her, kept her for days. I'll show you the report. Kept her for days and raped her. Never mind, I wasn't even home. And you could call Mikey. I was at his shop. So where the heck is all this days involved?
So Uncle Time she come
lie after lie after lie.
So hold on. So Uncle Time she come at your home. It's when her mom come wash your clothes. She will come and sweep.
Yeah. She comes
buy food and give them. You give them food, right? All the time.
Yeah. She was taking care of me, like, you know, she was doing my laundry. She was cooking for me, which I love because I can't boil water. I was like, and usually if by myself, I'm living off peanut butter and jellies, you know, simple things that I can make. But it comes to cooking. I tried making popcorn a few nights ago. I had to throw the pan away. I mean, all I do is burn. I burn anything. I cannot do it. So my mom said, keep me out of the kitchen. I was married for 25 years to this girl. She kept me out of the kitchen. So I I don't cook. I never cooked. My family always cooked for me. You can call my family; they'll tell you. My mom goes, "You can't cook." So yeah. So all I know is they charged me. Now, according to Dane Isaacs, he's the one that charged me. Okay, that's a different big thing because he never said anything to me. He only thing this Dane Isaac, which was I call Minion One because I never knew his name, but I found out the guy introduced himself to me. And it's like, now, if somebody kicked you in the ball, slapped you, or arrested you, you're going to remember who that person is. I was never, ever charged until 5 days later. Huh?
Someone, they kick you in the balls?
No. I'm just saying, if somebody did that to you, you're going to remember who they were, right?
Okay.
I don't remember who this guy was because he never did what he said he did. He was Minion One. He always had his, his face shield on, and which is, that big, they wear this whole, not a face mask. It's a whole shield around their whole head. The only thing he had was his eyes. It's a short, chubby guy. He's a little shorter than me, and he's pudgy, kind of chump. Little, he's probably 225, 250, and he's about 5'3".
No police, no police. No man, male police are 5'3" at Jamaica Constable 5'3". That short, little bit, 5'3". Yeah, man. And we're on 225, 250 pounds. The barrel. Yeah, I like a shot.
So he's a short, pudgy guy, and that's Dane Isaac. And I even talked to him. I was like, "Oh, you lied. So you believe I've got magical powers and I can kidnap somebody on a motorcycle from a place I don't even know how to get to?" Because that's the whole thing. They're saying I went up, according to police, where I went up there, kidnapped this girl, and then took her home.
So, well, the report I just shown on that it said the father sealed it to that dealer, one of them liquor there, and them carry home. The father and them outside. The father, they are court right now. He forgot prison to man.
But that doesn't even make any sense. Because you're saying it happened over days. Huh?
The father said, with you, so you carry with you.
Yeah, but like I said, their report is so contradiction of itself because first they said they come in the morning, right? And I've supposedly had her for days, and this literally she was only there for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
in a few hours, over 8 hours, but we don't see it in the report that's when them sentences said for days or nothing, but
I'm like, it was like what? She was here around 8 o'clock to whenever
they found him guilty. They might sentence him the 5th of May.
You got here, and then they're searching through my house. So I was never served the search warrant.
8 hours, not 1 day, just 8 hours, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was like say they got there at 4 o'clock, so 8 to 4. So whatever it was, but I never touched her. I didn't even want the kid. I was like, I wanted to get rid of
the kid. You're not supposed to want a kid. That's not supposed to come out of your mouth. Daddy, man. You can't say you never want the kid. So if it's a kid where you wanted that, you have that kid there. You can't. That's not supposed to come out of your mouth.
Christmas presents, which I never got. The Christmas presents all disappeared. I was like, so far, 3 lawyers has never gave me a list of the seized items because they didn't seize anything. They just stole everything. You know what I'm saying? I gave you the main list. Didn't you get it? Didn't I give you the stolen list?
Yes. I have the list.
Yeah. Which, because I had envelopes. Now, I think I even showed you a picture of the envelopes. They took my money, but left the envelopes and the wrappers to the money. They took my phone, but left me the case. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I showed the cop the phone that the guy called me all night, which would prove now if he called me, right? And then he called whoever the cops, it would show if the cops should have known but there, I was not lying. But instead they just took the phone and hid the phone, which had the evidence, proving that I'm not lying about none of this.
Yes.
Which proves now if they're trying to hide the whole thing, that means they're involved in it, right? Why would you hide this whole thing?
So the rape thing you're telling me that are the police involved in that? And then
the police are involved in the whole thing. They're trying to cover this whole thing. Never mind the fact that I had a stroke in jail because they refused to give me my medication, right? Refused to give me my medication the whole damn time. Actually, until I believe I got it because the lawyer was trying to
let the police tell us something about racism. What them said to you?
Oh, they hate white people. I got that. Not all of them. Got to understand there was definitely more bad cops and there were good cops, I can tell you that. But there was some good cops that were definitely trying to help me a little bit. And some cops couldn't help me.
Said to you?
Oh, the cops, well, they would be coming and say, it's because of you. Our ancestors were enslaved, you know, all this. And I'm like, I go, my family didn't get into America till during World War II. How the heck did that? I have anything to do with that?
I tell you the truth, it was cop who say that. I would allege say that. That would be the first time, and I burn bad police, but you know, police more like
there was more than one that did that. There was more than one. It seemed like they hired all the dumbasses.
Up, you know, they them one people. Not even walk on the beach and more be not all because them take us like them angle us more like, you know, crosses and things.
I gave you the audio of the cop threatening me how much he hates white people, right? I sent you an audio. It was a bad cop, but when I got thrown back in jail a second time, and they never told me what I was being charged with that time. I was like, I didn't understand this. And I hired a different lawyer. I hired McCurdy. All he did was I gave him $100,000, and all he did was 3 minutes in court, him and the judge throw me in jail. And then I find out through the intercom tells me the judge signed that you left the country and threw you in jail. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't left the country? You didn't travel out?
I'm not technically the intercom says you don't exist in this country. You're not here. So you see me right now. I'm here in Jamaica and I'm kidnapped here. But according to the paperwork that the judges signed, I've left the country.
Okay.
But they've got my.
So you didn't travel out after the whole incident and come back? You didn't?
No, I was in jail most of the time.
Okay.
I was in jail for 99 days. Where I was being tortured, I was being beaten, I was being threatened.
What them use them torture you? Them torture in there. What and what?
Oh my God. Well, I was not barely allowed food, right? I was barely allowed anything. Most of I got for food was through the kindness of Jamaican prisoners that were in there. I was the first, I think, 3 days. I never was allowed any food for at least 3 days.
Same thing. Yes. That is.
I was not allowed food. I was not allowed my medication. That's when I had a stroke because I need special medication, and they didn't give me the medication, so I ended up having a stroke. Then they refused to give me to the hospital. I still can't. My left hand is still numb. So the stroke, my whole left side went numb. Matter of fact, when the prosecutor came to charge me, first thing she said was, "What's wrong with you?" Because I had a waddle on my right foot because I couldn't feel my left leg wouldn't work. My left arm everything was like a noodle. I had no muscle control of anything. So she asked me, "What is wrong with you?" And I go, "I don't know. I need special medication to take every day. They won't give me my medication. They won't bring me to the hospital." And she goes, "I could care less." What you know what I'm saying? She could care less. Then she wanted she goes, "We want to charge you." Huh? She goes, yeah, she didn't care less. She goes, "Yeah, whatever." And I go,
"You're the first white man at Jamaican because them Anglos like that, you know, not white."
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I was treated bad, but there was other guys that were treated worse. There's 2 guys that I was in jail with, and they literally beat the living crap out of them. Like beat them. I mean, I was beat down basically 3 times by cops. First one was the Minion one who was bashing me with the M16 to get out of the house. Now that's
where lick you with the M16.
Yeah, you know how the strap across your chest. Let me try to hold it. So it's across his chest like this. So he's got his hands with his chest, and he's like, "Let me grab something." So he's taking it like this. He's going, bam, bam, let go. You know, it's time to go. Everything seized. You know, and it's like
holding on something. You're holding on it when them say let go.
No, standing there, and he's taking his damn machine gun and smashing it against my chest. So I go, "You know that hurts, right?" You know, it's like, and then I go, "I need my medication," because I didn't want to go anywhere with my medication. But I grabbed my medication and I grabbed 200 US, and which the guy watched me. This is Light in the Loafers. Watched me take my money out of the envelope, and I grabbed 200 US and I grabbed 22,800 Jamaican, right? And then the guy, the Light and the Loafers goes, "Is that all you're going to take?" And I'm like, because I'm thinking this is like a little more than $50,000. I'm like, well, how much money do I didn't do anything. How much money do I need? And he didn't answer me. I'm like, what's going on? Nobody would tell me what was going on. Because remember, I did not know anything. All I know is what happened. What happened. I got the kids here. And then they were going through. Remember, Light and the Loafers kept going through my stuff, but he watched me get my money out, which I grabbed. And that envelope at the time had 58 $100 bills. I grabbed 2, which left 56 $100 bills in that envelope alone. Now, you got the pictures. I had 4 envelopes of money, and they were all in different places. Now, the landlord told me these cops were going through everything. They're dumping out your suitcases, emptying everything out, going through everything. Obviously, they took my credit cards. They took my money. They took everything worth anything and left me crap. They left me, the clothes I have on my back. Yeah, but the thing is, I was never served a search warrant, and they stayed in my house while they kicked me out for hours. They were going through my stuff.
No, you see what happened? They told her that. Like
the landlord told me they stayed in there for hours. Going through my stuff. They stayed
override the search warrant. They're coming to do a rescue, so they're not going to serve you a search warrant for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Why? Yeah. What? But they're going through my stuff, and then everything disappears. So I know damn well they took it. Nobody else is going through my stuff.
Weird things. All right.
They
Tell me
just-
something. I'm more back up a little bit. When you call the little young girl, what's her name? What do you call her? What's her name?
I call her Chubby. I think her nickname is Chums. I couldn't tell you. I call one skinny and one's chubby because she's not like fat. She's not fat. She's just, I don't know. She's bigger than the other girl. She just looks normal, really. She's not a skinny girl, right? The little one's skinny and the other one's, a little thicker. Like I said, I don't really know their ages. I didn't have conversations with these girls. It's more like how's school,
Never have conversation with them, right?
How you doing today? I didn't really have, I was more talking to the grandmother or the mother, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The mother was loving me. She always give me a hug and kiss. The grandma give me a hug and kiss.
You said a little more one talk, but they thicker one don't talk to you. You said the thicker one don't talk.
The thicker one don't. Well, the one they took away, the one they said I did all this to, she doesn't really talk. She's kind of just quiet.
But
she doesn't.
Smaller one talk to you. The
small one she talks to me. She once in a while she'll even call me. The little one, she'll call me just to see how I'm doing. She goes.
But him says him not talk to them, right? And him kind of tell me before, so him talk to them, That's why I remind him,
Are you all right? She sounds so cute. She's like, I was checking on you. I just wanted to know if you're okay. And my sister is worried about you too. And it's like, oh, that was kind of her. I hope she's okay too. But so they kind of keep in touch with me because they feel bad. Like they feel real. Actually, I bumped into somebody else. I think Friday. They said they're talking to the grandma. And she goes, the grandma misses you because you always make her laugh. And because we'd make jokes and we'd make each other laugh. But yeah. I mean, I was friends with the family. I didn't know this crackhead Rob. I'm just, I'm a kind person. All these presents were going to be given away, except my personal stuff. They took my father's watch, who's dead. I usually don't wear it out. I wear it as a good luck charm. So I wore it to fly here.
So all right, let me just ask 2 questions. So when the young girl at home and she said she having a period, you never have nothing to help her, so you give her something.
Yeah, I didn't know what she was gonna do. I thought maybe, I don't know, she's maybe gonna use toilet. I don't know. I never went in to check. She came out, I believe at least 4 times. I think she might have went in the kitchen to get something to eat or drink because when she's.
So if her mother the 1 mile away, that's right, I go up her mother because she can't stay so for the night for 8 hours. If she said that, don't it? Okay.
There, when she's there with her mom, they don't really, I just get whatever. If you see it, you can eat it. I'm not going to keep you from eating something. If you want it, take it. So she might have went to the kitchen to get something to eat. I really wasn't paying much attention because I kept like nodding off. I was watching the movie nodding off. I was just tired. But I remember she coming to me a few times, asked me to unlock the phone. and I believe that was at least 4 times. Her asked me to unlock the phone, which I just the last time.
Before, but after she start playing with the phone and start if you unlock it like 4 times.
Yeah. So when I was like I said, I was on the couch. Pretty much laying down watching TV. But the last time, because she kept coming in, and I go, here, I just showed her how to do it. I remember how now, but I showed her how to unlock the phone, and then sent her off, and she went back into the room. Did you get in touch with mom yet? No, not yet. And then I'm guessing, because I nodded off, I guess she nodded off. I don't remember. And then next thing, like I said, I got up. Remember getting up. Once I woke up, I had a pee, and I ended up going out, and then I came in and I paused the movie. And then laid back down. I remember going on the couch, and it was like ice cold because I was soaking wet.
No,
and
she
then
was watching a movie. She was watching a
no,
movie.
she was in the bedroom. There's no TV in the bedroom. She was in the bedroom. So the bedroom was right beside the living room. It goes living room, bedroom. It's just like one room. The kitchen is on one end, and the bedroom's on the other end, and then you have the living room in the middle. And that was it. It was a cute little apartment. I mean, I could send you pictures if you want of what that looked like. It's just an Airbnb thing I rented, and that was all paid for. So everything was paid for in full. The rental, the only thing I had to do was pay for food and gas for the bike. That's it. I love that damn bike, but nobody knows where it went. The last I heard, a cop told me the cops had it, and another guy told me he saw the cops with it. So it's like, so I had 2 different people saying the cops have your bike. And I went around looking for months and months, and all the police would go stop at one police station. They'd send you to go to the next police station. It was just a big loop. And then when you get to the final one, they send you back to the first one. And it's like, it's just ridiculous. It was like, huh? It's like, how do you find vehicles? If I was like, this makes no sense. I know this, my bike is in one of these cops' garages. I know that's true. Because they stole, like, I had an envelope of $2 bills. I had an envelope of.
Let me ask you something though. When you come to yard from envelope, $2 bills no make again, man. That a Jamaica long time. Not $2 bills, right? Okay. When the first time you come to Jamaica?
Oh my God. It was like over 15 years ago.
Oh, so you always carry your present for kids and everything from your coming.
Yeah, no matter what, I always bring stuff for kids. I came with soccer balls. I came with dolls. I came with just tons of stuff. I came with domino kits.
Cars and things to help a lot of kids.
Yeah, cars, trucks. I had little dolls. I mean, little teddy bears, like for baby type stuff. I didn't bring some diapers. I brought baby bottles. I brought baby wipes. I brought tons and tons of crap. I remember I shipped 2 barrels. A lot of it was electronics, TVs, DVD players, laptops, tablets, watches. So I was giving, friends, my friends gifts, and just random people that I knew were poor. I wasn't giving to people that lived in a nice house. These were for people that lived in the things I call chicken coops. They're just little wooden shacks. And that's what I did. I had 3 families I really helped out. One was, the Sharon family, that this whole thing was messed up because I had 10 bags of presents for that one family. Now, indeed, a lot of it was food, but I did live, every single person got a personal item. I couldn't remember what they are now. I think I gave Sharon like earrings. I think the little one, I was giving her a doll. And the teenager, I remember giving Sharon, because it was before Christmas, I did give the mother a tablet so she could have the 3 kids share it to do their homework, right? So I gave him a nice tablet because I sent.
You him just a tablet, no, him give her a tablet, but up at the father house, it couldn't be a computer then, because the father don't have nothing. He can't cook it, right? So it couldn't be a computer like him said, don't.
I think 24 tablets down here, right?
So this incident, hold on. This incident happened just 1 year and what? 1 year.
This whole thing happened. Well,
hey, Herb, what's up, brother?
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, you hearing this man?
I am just coming in here and hearing. As a matter of fact, I was looking on the other the first video you did.
Yes.
So it's all interesting.
Yeah, yes, man. This man, right.
The question is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
everything seems so convoluted on the first video. Um, who was the investigating officer, the detective who
I never even,
investigated?
yeah, him call them name, him call some name there. But we know them, yeah, the court, them found him guilty just last week, Wednesday.
Okay, now the court found him guilty of what specific charges?
For the rape and everything, them rape charge and other crimes. So,
Okay,
but
so
you know, so them have a way, but them let go people, give them 6 months and 3 months. So,
right. So, but tell
yes.
me this though: how did they? If he claims that they went 5 days without collecting any
Not like that. The paper never said that. Them never even said nothing like that. Him just like give me
is
film
there any way to
version.
get a transcript of that trial?
Yeah,
Because
we're gonna do that. But I've played more. You hear him start call the embassy said them a hypocrite because them leave them come look for him and them leave him.
the duty of the embassy at that time is the Homeland Security investigations, which is at the embassy.
Yes.
Could do a parallel investigation with
Yes, so them
the
leave him.
JCF.
Yeah,
They have an agreement. They have
mm,
a MOA, an MOU that they can work with the JCF because
mm,
there are over 2 dozen Jamaicans in the embassy that are cleared. Cleared just
mm,
like when I was in the intel community, they got their clearance, right? So they're
mm,
cleared and they can do investigations in Jamaica
mm,
and other places like Cayman and stuff that they have responsibility for. So
yes.
this particular case, would have run a parallel investigation and they would have made sure the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
Mm.
Now, the only thing I can say, this guy's profile, listening to him and reviewing the tape,
It's if it finish, when
it's,
it finish, it's
yeah.
unbelievable. Him have
Well,
a broken pen.
I was saying, how in the world can you follow in what this guy is saying?
Him
It's
not
a
him tell
fast
us
talk.
something black out, but him can identify things. Him
Yes.
call people by name. Him say him don't want the little girl. And
Well,
plus him get tired.
yeah.
Plus him never see the police them the 50 feet away block but them a knock off him door him window. Him say one thing but him say the other thing.
Yeah.
So
But
you can't follow, you understand?
how
Mm.
do you go to Jamaica as a visitor and end up down in the community and end up going into places where not even the police themselves would go by themselves,
You
right?
can't give.
And then he says, well, he thinks they were trying to kill him and the kids saved him. Well, the
But
kids live
yes, them
about,
say them sleep. But them say them sleep there and then them sleep with them father and that mean that them father home. So
yeah.
them want to kill him. So him must say something but yes, them go out them go buy the man liquor. But the paper tell you say the father seal it. Seal it. Alright, let me just put up this again. Cheater. Let me just put up
According to a prosecutor on the night,
right. Cheater.
American man found guilty of having sex with 12-year-old girl claim racism corruption at play.
Racism, them claim, right?
Robert Benoit, the Caucasian American, who was on Wednesday convicted in the St. James Circuit Court for having intercourse with a 12-year-old St. James girl after she was handed over to him by her father for transactional sex with backlash magnum to seal the deal.
Yeah.
Backlash.
As charged with corruption and
So
racism.
this is that part of that sex tourism they talk about, right?
This is the sex tourism thing. And this it's a part of human trafficking too, right?
Yes, it is. It is very much a part of human trafficking. This is the stuff that we fight against. We don't
Mm.
want our islands in the Caribbean, especially Jamaica, which I'm from. We don't want them turning into a sex tourist paradise, right?
Mm.
The adults can do what they want to do, but to take the kids and do transactional sex with them in exchange for money or whatever else, those people, I realize it's survival to a lot of people.
Yeah, but it can't work though. It's
I
so
know
wrong.
it is wrong, you know, and
Mm.
somebody have to speak up and protect these kids, right? And
Mm.
the fact is, the confusion comes in. You have police in uniform going to the place, making raids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you don't bring the detectives out to do the forensics and to take
No, him
sniff.
say 112 of them. So maybe the detective was there too because him said 12
Yeah,
or more of them.
but
So he no know.
he never
So
said
him and God, so them take everything else but not a sheet. That's how we film. Cause me no, you know what, I tell you the truth. Me not follow him version and not know what him say.
right.
Cause if you finish here, what me I say, me broke the pen because him a tell me one thing, and me listen keenly and then him tell me a next thing. Him say him go up in the moon and shine, him can't see nothing at all, pitch dark.
Right.
So in the house are darker. Man have a light, a little flashlight. Front time, the man around 6 foot tall, 2 man. Ongo the white in them IMC. Then him can see bed. Then him see table, chair. Then him see rope. Then him see this. Him see like the bed upon a 2 feet high. But yes, still them run out of the room left him. Yes, still the girl them say them sleep on the liquor bed. Them say oh them for sleep on that with them father. Like him alone. Then him call him coke drop because one time him see him. Then him a tell you oh him go and oh him chop with machete. Can him say him fix something, you know. Him say never know who come with him. And if you listen down night, him don't know what the girl wear. But yet still that she go down in a some sap square for him. But yet still the girl always there with her mom. If me finish plate, always there with her mom. I clean him out and I cook food for him.
Right.
Two of them. And him
So,
say she really talk. Him say him not talk to them, but him say yes, still it's smaller one talk. So him say one thing, it's the next thing.
right.
You
But
understand? So
here's
no
the
we can't
profile.
put it right. Yes.
Here's the profile of most of these predators, right? When it comes to kids, they are go there to different countries. They're bearing gifts all the time. Why? Because the gifts pull the kids in, and they even give them, as I mentioned on the program the other night, phone cards. Popular, very popular. Give them phone cards, and then eventually they give them. They may give them, $200 worth of phone card, and then they come back wanting more, and so now they're gonna go 500 or 1,000. But it's what we call quid pro quo, something for something, right?
Wow.
They want something. So all of these things is transactional, right? And you don't go down to some island and you get down with folks that are, might be questionable, right? And then the police get to know you, and then you claim that the police are involved in this and the police are involved in that because you think the father are the ones who sent the police down to where you were.
But
Well, I do think the police set a trap.
yeah, but with the father, no. If you say the father, when you not have nothing police now deal with you, and black man police don't just set police all right. So for our people them, you come in a tourist or what have you, them rather hear you use the beach and use them look on your color, and that
Yeah.
year pass. Them
Right.
rather step in a, especially you're poor and you call the father crooked rob. Them rather step in a film shoulder. You understand? And if the court are telling them see it with a deal, them are tell you one what them charge them if you read out the whole thing. Right? And them and a jury found them guilty, because them go there with the same story. And not
Yeah.
even the judge, jury. So
Yeah.
I like people like me and you now I sit down and listen to the whole story. And we hear a story and we are Nancy and Brother Tukuma. And we are say, and we don't hear the story. Jackman do we not choose none. So say, you gotta get it.
Yeah.
And if I play, I'm not gonna play the whole of this, but if I play, I'm gonna play something to you.
It all started on the 23rd of December, 2020. They showed up.
All right, let me just go
It was the middle of the night when I showed up there. I was like, I got to find a place to sleep. And then I end up staying further down, a little place called Fiwi. It's, it's a little cute little place.
Let me make you what I'm saying.
Down, and she brought me.
Yes.
My family does it a lot. I got one of my sisters. One of my sisters in Chicago. She buys like for hundreds of kids. I mean, she's really big into it. But because I remember when I grew up, I didn't have anything. I had a very poor childhood. So we didn't have much. So I know kids here, they're lucky if they have a toy. So for me, I'm not rich, but I'm better off. So I don't mind packing extra bags just for, you know, toys and little gifts. Like yeah,
Because
for a lot of kids.
they make sure carry pop barrels and have a lot of things for these people and these
Or a lot of stuff for friends. Yeah, a lot of stuff for friends. You know, I did give, you know, I like to give gifts. So I give to, and it was not just kids. It was also for people like you. You know, if I'm coming to see, yeah, the moms and the dads. Yeah, the people. So they got a little bit of everything. I remember bringing some, that's why I shipped, you know, I had watches. I had, you know, I had a little bit of everything. And it's like, you know, and like I said, I was going to give it away anyway, but it wasn't to these, you know, these piece of crap cops to give away, make them look good, because they're giving them to their girlfriends and their, you know, everybody.
Yeah, all right.
Here, I could literally came here to divorce her because I don't know where she got her to America. And as soon as she landed, got on America's soil, love fade away. I want a divorce, and she was gone. She was with me just long enough to get.
Yeah, him did come married in 2017, but a young girl, and then him to go to nursing school after she leaves school, and then
right. I was tracking that one.
She kicked him out and then go.
Told me she loved me. She goes, "Give me divorce, give me divorce." That's all I heard 10 million times. So it was like, as soon as she got here, it's give me a divorce, and then she ended up leaving. As soon as she got her green card and her social security card, she was gone, and she was with some Jamaican guy. I remember he owns a white SUV, and I don't know nothing. I just saw them together, I think twice, and I've never seen them. So I haven't seen her in over 3.5 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, he got divorced when and his friend told him to go to Jamaica in the first instance, right? Because the women are easy,
like 5 seconds.
Right. So
my
question then is, was he talking about women being easy, or was he talking about underage girls?
Underage girls, because when I talk to women, I'm find an expert. When
I have not heard like I said, I've heard my mom told
you married to your wife. That thing gets
yeah.
And divorce another state also, you know.
Then she ended up leaving anyway, and then she was gone. So I'm you know, and I haven't seen her since. What my family sends me a little bit of money so I can live.
What kind of work you do back home?
A room with, I know there's 2 other guys there, and the kids grabbed my hand and dragged me out of that house. Now,
okay, so they saved your life, right?
Yeah, because you know, this guy set me up, and the cops. That's what I'm telling you. The cops knew it was going.
But the outside can't make out the Zoom. And then you go into the room and wake her up and carry her into the bathroom and tell her lie down in the tub. You lie down in the tub also?
No, we stood in front of the toilet, out of the way of the door, because the door is made of wood. They'd shoot right through the door. So we were off to the behind concrete, and then I just said, if they start shooting, just lay down, because you know, just in case they shoot in one spot, it could be a hollow or something.
And then you look through the window and you say police now. You see one with the stripe and pants foot. You can't see the pants with the stripe.
Once it just started getting light, I literally, first thing I thought, I go, they're, you know, fake, they're costumes to look like, you know what I'm saying? Because why would they?
Yeah, I'm saying them have fake costume look like police. You've never said that before, you know. I know him said the stripe and say when it's light, 4 o'clock in the morning, there is no light.
Right.
4 in the morning, there is no light. So I can point out something, but me just talk to him still. No light. I don't make that.
If the police know who they come for,
them come for him.
They come for him.
Them come for the little girl. Them come for
the little girl. And they knew the little girl was with him. Now, if he's claiming that the father gave him permission to pick the little girl up, or
them have the father now, you know, at court, you know.
So what is that's the thing. We don't have the father's statements. Right?
But them have him in front of court because you should make him, for your daughter go with him. Look here, they want to charge him because the girl tell them say him she sleep and then she wake up and him dey on top of her. That way in the thing, you understand?
Right.
So him So and him penetrate her, him rape her. So that them put on there, so that in the court docket.
So I'm sure they have his DNA then, they must
That
have
means
started.
if them go so soak, them have it, of course. That's why them never let him go.
Yeah.
And when it goes, I do like it fake. So we
Yeah, because I didn't hear anybody knocking on the door. I never heard anything.
It is.
I didn't hear anybody saying police, anything, until I saw.
When you see the costume,
Yeah,
you
this
see
now.
the mark and the pants foot. You see the red
Yeah,
seal.
yeah. Well, they had
Red
a
seal
police,
seal.
a blue hat. It said police on it.
Remember, I talked to him earlier and him say him not see nothing amongst some man
Right.
40, 50 feet away. But yesterday, him a look out him window and I saw him go up in the thing. Now them have an Atma police. It have a flare in it. They can't make out the police. Even in the dark, it have a police. You can see it, you know.
I'm trying to figure out which hats would they be wearing.
And then him suit, because them have, you know him see it, kid my police.
Yeah.
You still him couldn't see them. Him can't see them with them big gun. But him couldn't see the clothes, but now him at the same seat with police. So when I talk to him for one thing, him never seen nothing him think a gunman. And then him there 40, 50 feet away, but them and the court him window.
Right.
Not shoot it out. So that means them they're close. Them in a touching distance. And him a look through. And him open the door, by the way, you know. Him said them not say police, but him open the door can figure out a police, right? And him open the door and him have to open the grill and you see it.
But he was preparing for them to shoot into the house.
That way I hide them and more hide because them not shoot, them never shoot.
Right. That means he knows whoever was outside.
He knows a policeman. Him see them.
He had to know it.
He knows a police. Him just say it. Him just say him never know boom bam. But him tell me upon yes again when I ask him. Because what me do you know? Me do it like me in a courthouse see him and me just ask him one question and I go back over it and him just tell me a next thing and give me a next piece of thing, you know?
Yeah. Once I saw the writing, I go, hey, I'm unarmed. Don't shoot. What? I don't know what's going on.
And him never mentioned that before.
Right.
None at all. Okay.
But nobody ever told me.
And then you go, and then you open the door, and the police beat in the chest, so you get marked with the
M16. First, when he comes in, fat bastard comes in first. He shoulder checks me. He comes in and bangs me with his shoulder, and he, it's like pushed me out of the way. Came in the house, and then he started going. He was basically in charge. Dane Isaac was not, according to his report. Dane Isaac was in charge. Dane Isaac, the Minion 1, never said anything. Minion 1 and Minion 2 stayed close to the door, right? And then
you said Isaac is Minion 1. Which one is Minion 2?
They looked the same. Minion 2 was a little taller, a little thinner, I think, but he was in the same suit. They had these black vests, body armor on, red racing stripes on the pants, and they had the baseball hats with the big face mask going across, covering their ears, their face, everything. All you see was their eyes. So Minion 1, I know, is Dane Isaacs. He's the one that introduced himself to me. So Dane Isaac is Minion 1. Minion 2, I don't know who he is. He never really said anything to me. I remember him. He's that got my phone. I think Fat Bastard gave Minion 2 my phone.
What's that bastard name again?
Fat Bastard is the guy in the shit suit. He's the one in the brown, looked like he rolled in poop.
No, name something you call him. You mean not the brown? Okay. When name? You call a name something P something. What name? What name? Fat Bastard.
Well, Fat Bastard is I think his name is Fletcher, the R Fletcher. I think that's Fletcher. I'm not positive on that, but I think that's R Fletcher. I don't know what R stands for. I believe it's retard. But then there's, I do not know who Minion 2 is, and I don't know.
Eyes on the fire, nothing. Yeah, man.
Hold on, I might be able to find out who Minion 2 is.
Yeah, man, I
got the report right here.
Yeah, someone. Remember, I see it on the
fire. I think Minion 2, I think, is L. Walker.
L. Walker.
L. Walker is Minion 2.
Oh, L. Walker.
L. Walker is Minion 2.
Yes.
L2. I think he didn't really do much. He just had my phone. He took my US phone, was going through it. Now he's Minion 2. Minion 1 ended up being Dean Isaacs. Light in the Loafers, which is a tall, skinny guy who, I call him that because he looks like he just got butt fucked by fat bastard. He was quiet. The only thing Light and the Loafers was doing was he was also torturing the kid, asking two questions at the same time, interrogating her like she was, some terrorist. And then he was going through my stuff, making piles. And he's the one that actually, when I grabbed the money, he goes, "Is that all you're gonna take?" So that's the only thing that guy ever really said. And
I'm
then,
telling you. So them take out to the most them are take out to Sasoka. And them charge you for rape 5 days after you say, right? But you tell me
5 days later.
it's the police them molest her instead of you. So you can explain why.
For all I know, the father molested her because he's the one sleeping with her, but nobody's looking into that stuff. That's okay.
You what him do? You see the all him know are the father molester. And him a one, but you hear. All right.
But I never touched her. I didn't even want the kid. I was just being a nice guy.
Profiling. I didn't want the kid. Number one, that can't come out of your mouth. That's a big man. You don't want the kid. It's a kid. You didn't want the kid. So if you didn't want the kid, what? You don't understand that.
I guess, if his intention when he went down was to help out in the underserved communities and give them gifts at Christmas or, Easter or whenever, right? If that was his intent, is one thing. But the fact that it became transactional.
Yes. Each time go there, him carry a lot of things.
Carry things.
For them,
because he's getting favors from different people in return. Right? And that's the profile of a lot of these Philippites. They know how to work the poorer communities.
Yes.
They know how to satisfy adults, and adults in turn know exactly what they want.
Yes.
And they cater to. Now, and something else with this guy. This guy is he's very demeaning.
Yes. Right? Yes.
He's calling the police officer fat bastard.
Yes.
And the other one, he uses demeaning terms to describe people.
Yes.
So he doesn't think very much of the police or the people around where he lives.
No Jamaican. None of them.
The fat, what we call the fat girl,
fatty, and the other one skinny. And the father cokehead Rob and everybody.
Everybody. Right? So he has demeaned the people. He doesn't think much of them. He talks down to people, and that is part of his game plan, right? He wants to be in control. And how does he get in control? He uses gifts. Right. So when the father was saying he wants a gift. You remember? He was demanding a gift.
Him say, but the paper say no, in a court, the court thing where them are take it from off, where them are take the whole thing, where them found him guilty, and I say him father seal it with some kind of liquor thing there, and him have to carry out. Him say carry and send the gift come. That right. Sound right. That sound like
it sound like that is a trade right there.
Yeah,
that's where is the father's giving the okay to take her home, and then
imagine man, 12-year-old man. That body, man.
Look, if this is the kind of crap that they're doing, they need to put these people not in the jail but under the jail, right?
Of course.
But
charge, man. Well, them have him a court. He forgot prison, man.
Well, if he doesn't go to prison for a long time, then what gonna get him is the international Megan's Law, which protect children overseas. If you travel for the purposes of having sex with kids overseas,
yes,
right? Then the international Megan's Law gonna get him. And I told you they've given folks up to 10 years in jail in the U.S. Once they come back, when he coming back home, they're gonna put a special agent on the plane, and as soon as he lands in Miami or wherever he lands, Atlanta, Miami, as soon as he lands and come off the plane, the agent gonna be walking behind him. Won't know till say two other agents approach from the front, the one behind going call to him to stop, and they're going to put them cuffs on him, and then he's going to know he's in real trouble then, because they're not playing. The U.S. is not playing with these pedophiles going overseas to have sex with kids.
You see what I say. You see, him feel, come here talk to him and him say one thing and then I put it back the next week and then him say the next thing.
Yeah.
He never know where the child is that weird, but yes, still she got to him before like 6 hours. So you see her and then you know her. You say, oh, it's not she that put up him hand. From you see her, you know her, you don't have to put up the hand neither. Because she come at your house and her mother clean for you and they and them cook.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you
the two of them
contradict
always
yourself right there.
and you don't call her name to me, I know why.
Yeah.
We don't know her. So you more
That
call her
is
by her
the
name.
key. He calls no names. He called a bunch of nicknames.
Yes.
This is all the mean is the people.
Yeah,
Right?
even she.
There's nobody's to him, right? Even the mother.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact is, even if the mother went along with this plot, if she knew what the plot was all along, then she is an accessory before and after the fact. And the same thing for the father, not just being an accessory before and after, but he's trafficking his own
Daughter.
right? So they really need to come down hard on these people.
You know what get me though? If you say why you's not a dad or something, and she can tell you say she has a period, 12-year-old.
I tell her grown up that she don't know.
And 12-year-old, and you see her mother live 1 mile.
Yeah.
You'd have carry her home. You know, make she sleep for 8 hours. From 8 o'clock till 4 when police come. You'd have leave and carry her back home. You can't make this little girl. And then the little girl shouldn't have to say that to you. But you say it to me. And it pulled me up as a dad. And as a granddad, it pulled me up. Because when him that's a tile, like him that's a tile tissue, and then him pull back, Because me I listen him, You understand? This, all right, let me show you what me do. When him said that, let me show you what me do. Let me show you what me do. When him said that, look what me do, Look on this, Show what me do. Okay. But you say you never go up for the father first. You're going up there, though.
Huh? Yeah, I never knew, because the father was calling me all night.
Eh? Don't repeat again. Repeat.
Huh?
Repeat.
Me?
You said the father molester, but you said the first you're going up there
Well,
to the father.
I don't know. But both daughters told me the father sleeps with them. So,
him saying no, and the both daughter said the father sleep with them. You see that more mix. You hear that now? You hear? But him not know, him never said that, Him said the father, in the tell me police the day before, then him say, I don't know, the both daughter said the father sleep with them.
I'm saying, so now, for all I know, she was raped by somebody, but it wasn't me.
That means she got raped. Him know she was raped by, you not know, she raped by somebody, but it wasn't you. Yeah,
Yeah.
You said she got raped, but it wasn't him.
I'm not saying she was never raped, but I didn't touch her.
I'm not saying she never raped, but I didn't touch her. Yeah.
I could give a crap.
Okay. So, so them taking the DNA, them taking the swab from you or anything anything from you?
Maybe when they beat me up and they had blood on their fingers, maybe they took that. I don't know. Like I got beaten up in jail. I got beaten up by somebody, another character. I don't know, is another cop. I don't know what his name is, but he looked about the size of Crackhead Rob. But I was next to a cop. His name was Reed, and he was a tall, skinny guy. And he was kind of helping me with the other guy beating the crap out of me, another guy that hates white people.
Someone just asked me, you're so lucky you get my number. But tell them how you get my number. Tell them how you get my number.
Okay, a friend of mine is one of your fans, right? And he was watching your videos on being robbed by cops. And he goes, you got to listen to this guy. And I'm like, who is he? And so he sent me one of your videos of some guy got robbed by cops. And I go, it's probably the same damn cops, because I was talking to my buddy. And so he ended up giving me your thing. It's once I saw you, I went on Facebook. I wrote you, hey, I got robbed. I don't know. You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
And then you got
That's
back to me. And then you got back to me, and here we are.
All right,
But that's why I said, you don't have to believe me. I've got tons of evidence. I literally wrote a book, and it's got, like I said, you could call the mom. You don't want to believe me? Call the mom. The mom is not going to be my friend if they rape their kid. You know what I'm saying?
The mom want to know if you rape a kid. The mom never wasn't there. So you must say to me for call the mom. The mom for their yard when she have menstruate, and you know carry her to the mom. And then me for call the mama. What me ask the mom? The mom that tell me a lie. Me not stupid. Can't talk to the mom.
Saying me were the brothers. The brothers come over here to have a beer, and they're like in their 20s. And would they be friends? Never mind. One guy was up there, and another guy didn't like white people, and he started wanting to fight. He came up with a knife. And one of the brothers and another friend of mine went to take this guy out so he wouldn't come at me. And I didn't even know what was going on. And so it's like, why would the brother help me in any way if I did this to his family? You know what I'm saying? It's like this whole thing is a scam.
The mom washed for you. She washed your clothes and everything, right?
Yeah. She washed my clothes. She does cooking for me.
She both her name Chubby and the other one Skinny. Chubby and
Skinny.
Skinny.
Chubby and Skinny.
Them always come at your home, and then Chubby will help with the home, sweep out the house. But
yeah, the Chubby did. She was funny because Chubby swept my house, right? And she literally is funny because the mom, after she was done, her mom did it over again because all she did was move the dirt around. She didn't sweep up anything. So I thought that was funny, but she did try to help.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are the names. So you got
helping them out, right? You always helping them out by you buy them.
Well, I rented a house a couple years ago. I rented a house, not that this time I came, but 2 times ago I came and I rented a house from this lady named Pat. I think she's from New Jersey or New York. And we have the same exact birthday. And we became friends. And she rented me her house, right, for a month. So I lived beside these people. So I became friends because you pass them all the time. And the kids always, sometimes the kids would ask for food money. So that's when I became friends, because they asked for food money. I give money, stuff. And then I go find out how they were doing. So that's when I found out the mom's only was making $7,000 a week. And she was feeding, there was, I think, what is there? There was, I forget how many people there was. Like the mother, the 3 kids, 3, 4. There was I think it was 8 people in the house. And she's feeding she's working, making barely enough money to feed everybody. And, and Crackhead Rob doesn't give them anything. I remember I was there one night, the kids go, you treat us better than our father. Because I would go there, bring food.
And that is a few years ago. So
that was years ago.
So I lived near them years ago, and them say you treat us better than our father. Yeah, you hear this? Yeah. Now free spin a party,
Yeah.
Be no profiling. You know that too. All right, father. Oh.
Yeah. Because I'm a good-hearted people. I go out of my way to help anybody. So I was like I said, my buddy came here today to pick me up.
It's just these 2 girls alone. You help other girls.
No, I was helping the mom. Mostly it was the mom, but it wheeled down to the kids. I mean, most of the stuff I was giving was food.
Food.
It wasn't like I was just giving the kids stuff. I mean, for Christmas, all the presents was for there was presents for everybody. I never gave it to them because I was in jail, and the presents all disappeared to the police kids, I guess, because I never got them.
Before this one, when you came to Jamaica, you help other family.
Oh yeah, I've been. Actually, it was funny. There was a girl I haven't seen in probably 5-6 years, and she sent me a picture of her kid. She lives in Kingston now. This girl, Michelle, and I think I went on a date with her once or twice. But she had a daughter, and she was little. I think 3 or 4 when I saw her. So I bought her a doll because I brought stuff. So I gave her a doll for whenever it was. And now the kid is I don't know, probably 12 or 13 years old. And I'm like, I remember, but she, as another person I've met one time, and I gave gift because she, she had a kid. I was like, well, I have here, take it. I don't know any girls, so have a doll. And she was so excited to give it to her daughter. I don't know if she still has it, but I haven't talked to this girl in years, and I guess we just became friends on Facebook. Oh, I called because I called a different Michelle, and it ended up being her. And I was like, who is this? And then we ended up realizing she realized who I was. And she goes, oh, and I go, oh yeah, you have a daughter. And she goes, yeah. She sent me her picture. Like I literally have a picture on my phone. And this was like 2 days ago.
Her daughter picture, is that her daughter? She grew up, how old is the daughter now?
I don't know. Hold on. I'll grab my phone. I'll show you. You tell me. I was like, I literally.
Yes.
I haven't seen her in ages.
Oh.
But she says because she was actually a friend of one of my best friends. He's the guy's a barber. He actually owns his own barber shop, and she used to work at that shop. So I guess my buddy set me up with her. So we went on a date. I believe it was either 1 or 2 times. She was really pretty.
You seemed all over the Jamaica. But they set you up on a date with her? With her mama?
Yeah. I remember we went on a date with her. And then I remember giving her a doll because she told me she had a daughter. And I'm like, I go, hey, I give her, how old is she? And I go, so I gave her a doll. But I've been doing this for years.
You do it for years. You do it, but you don't do it in US though. No, not in your place. Right.
Well, in the US, I'm spoiling my grandchildren and my kids and stuff like that.
You're some grandchildren in the US, but in Jamaica, I'm carrying do it. Okay. So them don't miss you. How many grandkids you get?
I got 3 boys because
no girl, 3 boy grandkids, 3 boy. Okay.
I ended up getting. I had my kids young, and a good thing because then I ended up.
What age you get the kids?
I got the kids at 18. I started at like 18, and then till at 18, I got them all 2 apart. So I had one at 18 and 20, and then 22.
So how old are they now?
40, 38, 36.
Oh, okay. So you're 58, all right?
Yeah. So this is the girl, Michelle. She just sent me her picture. Now this is she has a hairdresser in Kingston somewhere.
Yeah.
So she's really pretty. And then so she sent me and this is her daughter now. When I saw her, she was a little thing, but now she's I don't know how old she is, but that's what she looks like now. So she's a big girl. I don't know she could be in high school for all I know. But she just sent me because I go, "Bunny, you have a kid?" She's like, yeah. So she sent me that. So she didn't tell me how old she is, but she goes, "I'm living in Kingston." Yeah. So we only talked for a little bit. She says she owns a business too. She's a hairdresser. So we only talked for a few, a little bit, and she says, "How am I doing?" And I go, "Well, life's been a nightmare." It's like, because I'm usually a happy-go-lucky guy. I always crack jokes, make people laugh.
Some people asking me to ask you this question: if you ever get any run-in with the police and the police record for anything.
The only record I got is because I had friends. I hung around with well, I don't think they're bad guys. I have a few guys, like one of my best friends, Hector, right? And he loves to smoke pot. One time I get pulled over because he was helping me do a job, and he got pulled over and he had pot on him. In America, it's in the car, the driver gets charged. So I'm like, I got charged basically 2 times for the same basic stupidness. Somebody in my car, had drugs. I don't smoke. Everybody knows me. I don't smoke cigarettes. I can't stand cigarettes. They give me a headache.
So you get charged 2 times for this.
2 times for drugs, but I don't do drugs. It was always somebody else's drugs. I'm like, I got in trouble for it, but I didn't actually, because the laws there are totally, they're lenient now. These are years ago, back years ago. Now it's like pot is not a big deal. It's mostly legal everywhere, but back in the day. So now I could probably go back and get them erased because it's ridiculous. I mean, I got charged for
the police charged you.
Even my buddy would tell you, he even told the police it was his drugs. but they arrested me too. And I was like, I'm not going to ask my friend if he's got drugs. That makes no sense. I'm like, he smoked pot. I know that. I don't care. It's not, it's not going to die. So yeah, I mean, first,
your friend smoking the drugs and they charge you for it also.
In America, the laws are different. So even though he was on him, he admitted it was him.
So, let me ask you now. So, him say the drugs, then they on him friend, he must smoke it, and him admit it to the police a film drug. No, you see me I smoke a cigarette, I me have the drugs. For me, you give me a drop. But the police I do turn around and charge you when I touch drugs and not smoke and them can't go test you. Nothing I'm carrying, it depends on your body. In your pocket. Whether that's spliff or something. And you own that drugs. Where am I going to charge you to herb?
Well, you see, I don't know which state they were in. I assume it might be Connecticut because he said he was in Connecticut.
Must be.
And I would have to find what Connecticut.
Find out that for me because me know other people when them have them thing and them own something, police no pressure them on them because they know say something like a throat this. Especially you have your thing by you.
Right.
You can't go put it on me. If you find it in my car, me own the car, nobody not own it. Well, me not trouble. A man say this are mine. Police charge you and give you something. Now play the little last part of this now. I'm going to finish dissecting. Hold on.
All right then.
Now play the last part.
Charged because it was in my vehicle, even though it was on him. It was like I don't do drugs. I'm like anti-drug guy. I'm trying to live.
Time, why you get charged? Why the other time you get charged? 2 times, right?
I think the other time was the same thing. I was with somebody and he had drugs on him. It's the laws are weird. It's like I said, I don't ask my friends. Huh?
And the police charge you because that guy have a drugs.
Yeah. It was funny because the other guy that did it, the other guy that actually had the drugs was actually trying to bail me out because I was like, I didn't even do anything. I go, if they're not, I don't have drugs. I don't do drugs.
You out. What to do? Walking?
Yeah. Because it was like he felt bad because it was actually my best friend's nephew. It was my best friend's nephew's drugs, and I got in trouble for it. And I'm like, so I have a good friend that's
at the time. He was walking, and when the police pull you over, your name, and him have the drugs on his person. And them charge you?
Yeah.
What happened?
They charge you because they're in the vehicle belongs to me. They charge the owner of the vehicle, which it makes no sense.
What they charge
He had it on his person. He even told the police that those were his drugs. But it's like, but the other time it was my friend's, it was one of my best friend's nephews that it was his drugs. And I got in trouble for it, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But I had one of my.
What time them give you in jail those time?
No, I was only in jail for like an hour. It was all I had to do was go to jail for an hour. I had to get bailed out, and then once I got bailed out, I was never ever got in trouble. I went to court, and I don't know. I think. I had a lawyer was one of my best friends.
Some money though.
Yeah, it cost some money, but I never went to jail for it because I didn't, I'm like, but this is the first time I actually literally was in jail. Every time otherwise you're in lockup for, I think one time was like a half hour and one time it might maybe tops an hour because it was far away. But usually I just call somebody and I get, you get out with it quick. But here,
half an hour. Okay.
You had to wear. Got to remember, I don't have anybody here. I had to wear the same clothes for 99 days. Same clothes. I didn't have anybody. They wouldn't do anything.
You never get to the end?
Huh?
You never get to shower. You have on the clothes at 99 days.
When they let you. They let you shower once when they felt like it. Yeah. I mean, you did not every day.
Same clothes for 99 days.
Yeah, but I had to wear the same clothes. Matter of fact, in the police report, this is what's funny. I would never know what color underwear I wore, right? Except I wore the same freaking clothes. Well, the first time was 93 days, right? So I had the same underwear. In the police report, they're saying I was wearing blue underwear. Now, why wouldn't they check to make sure I was wearing the same underwear for 93 days, right? And so it's like, and they were gray, not blue.
So you cannot wash and cook, right? So you have on the same place for 99 days, right?
Well, I was in jail for 93 days of the first stretch, and then the judge and Henry McCurdy, the crooked lawyer and the crooked judge, throws me in jail again. I don't think I was supposed to come out, because why would you sign me out of the country and throw me back in jail? I think they were going to kill me.
The few little final question can I wrap up and we are talk again after they go back to court. So you prepare to spend some time in Jamaica prison if them find you guilty. You prepare to spend maybe, because that's going to give you maybe more than 50, 20 years. You prepare to.
But I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. I didn't even know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rape anybody. I didn't even know where the hell they took me.
So, but from them older like this, you prepare to spend a 15 or 20 years? You prepare that? No? Because this is how I see this case going, You don't prepare to do that, right?
Hell no. Because I'm not going to live that long. These guys are going to kill me before then. I got more evidence that they actually did rob me than they have against me.
They're not going to kill you.
I don't believe that.
No, man, from them out, man. So they know if something happened to you, they know how to stop that.
Well, I've said the police already investigated the police. They found 30 crooked cops and 2 crooked judges and 6 crooked lawyers are involved in this. This is Indicom.
Indicom.
Hey, that's nothing. Now Mocha's involved. Mocha now is.
So Indicom now tell you that because me and Indicom are a case, them a dog without teeth. So I know about Indicom. So Indicom now tell them time crooked job and crooked judge and crooked this. Them collaborate. Indicom. Remember me have thing with Indicom, When one take a back seat and I know me run with Indicom because them a dog without teeth, Yeah, man, all dog.
He's getting involved. I saw this guy. I don't know if you want his name online, but now Mocha's getting involved. And I told Mocha, get in touch with the other guy. He already did all the legwork, right? So because it's basically organized crime. You got organized crime, but they're basically a mafia with badges. That's it. And judges. They're just, they're just using their power to do robberies and get away with anything they want. So I'm sure they murder people too.
Well. Them say welcome to Jamrock. Them have a tune name welcome to Jamrock. Welcome to Jamaica. And Judge 100 years. Them talking about it. But I'm going to stop the case and I'm going to call you again. Definitely going to call you again.
Yeah, whatever you want to know. I can, like I said, I can tell you anything. I can give you the Dane Isaac report. The Dane Isaac report is contradiction itself, especially when you know the actual facts of what happened, right? Because Dane Isaac is just a liar, a professional liar. And remember, he didn't write this report for 48 days. 48 days to come up with his lie. You know what I'm saying? Most of these.
I forgot one more time again, because 48.
What does that mean? Right. Why do you break? What does that do?
That's lie. That's lie. 48 days worth of lie. 48 days worth of lie. Well, me just bought my pen because, me just bought my pen because I'm going to tell you something. And
like I said, even if you don't want to believe me, I can send you everything. You can go check all this out yourself.
No, man, you send some things to me, but listen what I'm telling you now. You see, I break this. I can tell you, these judge, I don't think Indicom going to save you. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Indicom, dog without teeth. Don't make them shut up your head and think.
Yeah, well, I already felt that. I think that Indicom is going to bail because he looked at all the information. He took what I had, and then he looked into it. And he's trying to get in touch with my government because he already found out it's just pure corruption. And then, so now he's trying to get in touch with the State Department and to tell them what's going on, because the embassy is not helping me at all. They're corrupt too. It's like blatantly. The guy called me. I can send you the. Now, when people call me, I have it.
I'm laughing a while. No, I'm not laughing because I take it serious when I listen. But you just say the embassy.
The embassies, listen, it's in Jamaica. You know damn well.
Yes.
It's in Jamaica, it's corrupt, right? If anything here is corruptible, it's corruptible. I'm telling you.
Embassy corrupt. Eh? All right.
They called me and I caught him in a lie, right? The guys lied to me, right? When you got the embassy calling you and lying to you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can send you. Now, you got to understand, when everybody calls me now, because I want because everybody likes to lie. Now, I love when I have a call, when someone calls me, it's recorded, because someone calls me out on something. Listen to the recording yourself, right? Because now, especially when I had cops calling me, threatening me. Once they did that, I put a recording thing on so it records. But they haven't threatened me yet. But Indicom's called me and they tell me a bunch of BS crap, and full of, same thing. It might be the same cops here. They'll lie to you till their face is blue. That's all they know how to do is lie. They don't know how to say the truth.
Done with him, Indicom call him said him not threatening him yet, but him say all him embassy a lie to him, them corrupted to an
Well, what's interesting, he has a tape recording system, and he must have taped a lot of people. And I don't know if they got their hands on it to play back any of that stuff.
Him said they never threaten him, but Indicom a tell him this, and that way him come on.
What else was he recording?
Yeah,
Is what I'm saying?
Yeah, them forget that. But me just tell him say if him ready for the 20, this is before them come doing this. Because when me hear the story, it not really make no sense to me, You understand? Because you notice even with the next young miss, she have a little daughter and him have a picture. I don't know why you have to send the picture to him, And him tell us that people are living a full cube and him just carry ties, girl ties, dolls and them, you have 3 grandsons.
Yeah.
You married over there and divorced. Man tell you say you get girl in like 5 seconds and it's true. But you say you have, like you can't have a stand, but you still girl on the sun, girl on the sun, you carry every pill and you carry this. The girl's sick, carry her home to her mom. And then why she gonna tell you that? You're not that. Why that makes you stay for 8 hours?
Yeah.
I'm not her down there. Say, I sleep in the couch. I never police. I couldn't see them, there's some gunman, so she there the window, but you wake her up and you carry her in the bathroom and you couldn't see. But you can't see the gun them doing But black, you see all of the gun them. You're there 50 feet away, but you still them out like them one block the window. Not fire to it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, I come up, gunman, I move to your wicked man. You not see them not circle your own house, man. Do what them I do, man.
I located this guy's record. He is from Massachusetts, and he talked about the drugs, possession of narcotics, tampering with physical evidence, interfering with police officers, resisting, possession of controlled substance, possession of drugs, right? And he went through the court system in Connecticut. So
when him tamper with all evidence and thing. So when him tell the lie, so enough him, so him just go and him get bail out and that and that. And read out that back again.
I'll go back up to the top here. 20 August 2008, possession of narcotics, tampering with physical evidence, interfering with police officers, resisting, possession of controlled substance, possession of drugs. This is what they hit him with. Let me take a look. Class U felony they charge him with, right? And this position, the nole contendere, that means you put yourself on the mercy of the court, right? And they make a decision. Tampering with physical evidence, you must try to get rid of the evidence. And do the same class D felony. The interference with the police officers resisting is a class A misdemeanor. All right. disposition. No, I mean,
Mm.
didn't contend anything. Now, what they found him guilty of is a misdemeanor on 22nd of February 2011.
Mm.
It, which is a possession of controlled substance. He found guilty on that one. They put him on 18 months of probation.
So I'm saying no, him just get out and that and it over. 18 months probation. So if him did miss again, that's why him stay at Jamaica most of the time. So if him miss again up there, so now him gone.
Quite possibly that's
Yeah,
why
if
he left there, right?
Mm.
I'm sure the JCF got all of this. What is? Oh, that was possession of drugs. Possession GY. I'll have to go figure out what that one is. That's 2009.
Mm.
So he's very consistent with the drug possession. I mean,
I'm saying that meaning must have do something there. Traffic it, sell something.
you
Dime do something.
did
But
not use them of safety,
can't say him don't smoke. He
right?
never smoke.
So
If
he
you smoke and him a whole with drugs, let's him tell me like if he does smoke then and them
probably
whole with something. But him say him never smoke, him don't smoke. He's a friend of something pan him and that's it and then him gone. So him just tell you a lie again, this again.
Mhm.
Because him take everybody for idiot, you know, understand? Him understand say things they on fingertip, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him don't understand that. So you
Yeah.
see, nothing because when me talk to him, me not really take him words, you know. Me couldn't take him words them this because him tell me one thing, but him a say next thing, and him them say one thing and him say next thing. Never talk to them. Them not talk about yes till them talk and them don't have house and them clean and things. So him tell me something one day. So when him tell me that, no, I mean him say something, then me just fling it back on him, and then him answer back to them. Yeah, so him not answer straight. If you don't listen to him like that, you know, because maybe you know Jamaica, you know, when some people hungry and then people are feel that say them can't convince so them just come and just say anything and it just convince a man. It's me as a so them feel say maybe you know him talk to me me are one of them. No sir. Me ask him some question is the reason why me ask him them back. I'm gonna make him run again and ask him back something, you know, seem like him not quote. And him type himself on more than one occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Should even, as I said before, even when the man said, she said, go on the bike, get a present, which man I say carry work back in the morning. Me can't understand that. That a trafficking man, human trafficking man. And then
Yeah.
that you know me just start. But of course, you know, carry work back in the morning, you go here until 8 o'clock. And 4 o'clock police come there, 8 hours. But you go your yard for? If you want present. And then if the man send you a call you from out there so and you don't know what nothing at all I call for but when you come up you know it's a present him one from you. You pay for when them take to $3,000 out of 5,000 you pay for something from a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Him pay for it. Them you know left him there about yesterday the father live there. No like knowing there but him say a lot of things. Him there a drop off and you know the place pitch dark, no moon or shine. You know, I mean, not consistent, brother. I just spare go road. So if him come and say that and that and that, me not no sir. And then the ball out racist, which we not understand now. The police more crush you.
Well, he
In
come
the
to a country that is black, and so he was prepared that if he got caught, he would first thing it will come out of his mouth is to definitely say racism. If you notice, same thing Trump does,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yeah.
I mean, this guy, from what I'm seeing here, he used to own his own company, Vital Signs and Displays.
Yeah, him do that.
He's the owner,
Yes, in the signs, yes.
and like you said, he's a graphic artist,
Yes.
right? Now it also shows that he sold a house
Mm-hmm.
for over 350 something thousand. He used to
Mm-hmm.
own a house in that he sold. So So he had money. If he didn't buy another house and he was living in an apartment, all right, he probably had money to travel and to take care of his different
Yeah,
proclivities, you know. So if part of his thirst was to go after young kids, then he had the money, he had the time, he had people that loved him,
yeah.
and they didn't have anything else to give him, but maybe they give him their children. And look, there's another thing at work here. The other American that was here and molested them kids, and they allowed him to get away. Maybe he had to be the sacrificial lamb for that guy. I don't know. They do overlap,
Mm.
right? They do overlap. So, so if indeed they were able to
But him, yeah, because the one I wanted did it from 2020. And them
20,
just I got you with him. And then make a next one. And man, I shouldn't get to them for send back for him.
yeah, they should go after him too.
Yeah.
You
But a
know,
lot of all right, let me tell you what me say happen, in a Jamaica, You have uh I think a doctor and a disc jockey came down to Jamaica to Mobile Airport, carry them gun. And when them a go through back, them hold them with it, and then them bail out themselves, get bail. I say, oh, we never remember we have a gun and we are something. You
hmm
have fly going our next country that's illegal. We don't
hmm
know if you have intention for the plane and thing because that could never happen to a licensed firearm holder. Fly going to America with them gun. Me I tell us a federal charge that.
right,
He might go to prison. And you can't say, oh, I forgot. No, it's illegal in your so. But you carry your gun coming to the country for complete. No. You can't go say, oh, it's not my suitcase because you have to pack your suitcase. You have to make sure everything all right. So them could carry anything in them suitcase and come in. It don't go to show you. Then you have a next lady on social media, young lady. She came in, same thing. And she said, the lawyer to that boom, 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 I must take $50,000. When you look, she gone home. That can't happen to a Jamaican. Because you have a license firearm and you fly going at the state with it, it's
hmm
illegal.
right.
I mean, I ask if you go to prison. I say, oh, it's a mistake you make, Mistake? On them plane? This is how Jamaica run. So you see them have more chances more than you as a Jamaican. Whether all them that hold you and crush you in your country. Yeah? So when you see him though, he make sure go live amongst the people, them and tell you say him did live near them few years ago. And him find out say the mother work 7. You see, well, you don't want to find out that. Okay, if you rent a place, you just rent it, go about your business. But right away you want to find out cook the father, them the kids that say you take care of them more than our father. The
Yeah,
mother will work 7,000 and I feed like 8 of them and she don't have the money, so him have to take care of that. So you see, you play upon poor people conscience.
yeah.
Him not
Well,
understand it.
the kids are telling you right there that this man been paying a lot of attention to them,
Mm,
and if you've been giving them gift after gift and give them food and that
yes,
kind of stuff, and the other girl, you see, they have to investigate the other parties to
yes.
see if there was something between him and them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And sometimes, like the one in Kingston that
Yes.
sent the baby picture, sometimes they're tied to him by guilt, right? So,
All that. Can you shouldn't say the baby yeah, if him say him go to the 2 times he's a nice person. What make
right,
him leave you this and down this and now?
right.
And you have to send your daughter picture to him. Why? You don't want to send him your daughter picture. You and him a talk, no send him your daughter picture. When you do it with it in your phone.
They
And
need
them father
to, they
nothing.
need
Him
to
have
take a,
when have him grandkids with him.
yeah, child protection shall look at all the relationships this man had with
Yeah.
everybody around him, right? And get all the facts. They might have, I don't know, right?
Them have to
I
look
don't have
through
no
it, man. Yeah.
transcript of it, and I don't see no police report.
But and next thing him say where it not pass me neither. Him say the 2 times before this when him came, he went the house near to them one.
Right,
And I
right.
saw him get to know them. But yes, still when you go where you come back, you carry barrel and you carry how much stuff and ties and dolls of a girl. You know, carry how much dolls and how much things, and you just carry it and you just hand it out. So him see himself that way the way him can just, you know, and him give to people who are living a like full coop.
And look, he probably, it was part of his plan to target them anyway. So he was gonna complete the deal by giving out the gifts, and in turn get all the favors he wanted, right? So and the father knew that. The father wanted his gift.
Father forgot him forgot prison too, man, because you know you're not sending your daughter up and not going on this. So. But him say him don't know where him there, you know. And I lie because if you live up on a hill, you know that's up on it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes are like that, you know where you're there, man. Don't that's the next lie again. Can I say just come down and boom bam 2 road and 10 minutes? And he said you gotta live 1 mile.
When the girl was giving him direction, was it a motorcycle?
Motorcycle. And I make my ride it every day.
Yeah.
But him say when him go up on the hill, but you still for reach for him yard, him take 10 minutes. That's why I asked him because him tell me the day before. 10 minutes you go down your yard, but you don't know where you're there. So if it was a hill, you'd look up on the hill. Whether the front of you or behind you, you look up on the hill or up there you come off and it take you 10 minutes. So you know the farmer like you're there, you so in a mobile, but you drive go you ride go St. Thomas. No, you just take 10 minutes. 10 minutes, not half an hour. Not 10 minutes are just up the road. So he says, come down, you reach your yard. Then you say the mother the 1 mile. So if you say the 1 mile and the girl says she'll see her period, she shouldn't even not tell her that. And then you say, I don't want the girl.
That's the part that I'm saying, wait, this is not her father.
No.
So he must have gotten really close to her for her to be reported.
Yeah, and then the only thing she'll do, if she says she feels sick, he won't go tell me that for say, oh, she'll say, you what I'm thinking in my play now. When you say she'll say a period, that means you have to know about him not touch her then. Don't you say she get raped, but not him. And maybe the father. But him say she'll say a period. That no make no sense. Again. Because when him say that now, he might say, oh, from she'll say that means nobody can understand that. But that no, come on, man. But and them new commando I go to Jamaica too with them little intention, yeah, them for just move to, you know. Because when them come with lies and all kind of things, people might have believe a truth because them just look upon you and look upon you like, you know, like the Jesus way, you know, where them give you, you know. So them just look upon you like that, you know, like you're the savior. So anything what you would say is a lie, no, sir. And I said to work for me, man. They say, man, that's wrong, man.
You know, that's a problem across the Caribbean, though. The sex tourism is out of control. And it's a big part of the human trafficking problem that we have. Think about this: it's a million square miles in the Caribbean, 19 million people, right? The majority of the people is in Haiti, 11.5 million. Jamaica have roughly 3 million, right? And this thing is flourishing in the small islands as well as the bigger ones, right? Eastern Caribbean have a problem. So does the Western Caribbean, which is Jamaica, Haiti, Santo Domingo, you know, all of these.
Dominican Republic have some problem over there too because.
Well, Santo Domingo is the capital of Dominica.
Yes. So them have so the whole of them, the whole over there have a problem.
Issues, right? So you know, how do you stop this? You know, if parents don't have jobs, if they can't feed their kids, they're gonna find a way. In the old days, used to have the man with AIDS in Miami go down to Haiti and pay the parents money to have the
young girls to cure themselves.
There you go. And when they make out with the young kids, what happened? The spread.
Oh gosh, yeah, man.
All of a sudden, they put the word out that AIDS come out of Haiti, which was not true. Right? Then people go down there and infect the Haitians, and then it spread like wildfire. So now that you have a treatment for it, you know, not that it stops spreading, but that they they're treating it. But woe betide if you get AIDS, right?
Mm.
The medication you take may mask it and make it seem like you don't have it, but you stop taking the medication for a while, and it come right back.
Mm.
So you'd be stupid to do that.
And somebody just said poverty. Poverty. That's why when you have leaders, you have to hold them accountable right now. Poverty is a hell of a thing.
Yeah. Well, in Jamaica, look at it this way: 25% of Jamaican children live under the poverty line.
Yeah, them gone bad.
Right? They don't have equal access to education either. Right? They have high incidence of HIV/AIDS affliction. Right? 10% of Jamaicans under the age of 18 have HIV/AIDS as a result
10%.
of mother-to-child transmission. Right? High
But that
unemployment
no,
rate.
for 10%. If a 10%, if a 10, under the age of 18, I know I know and the whole population.
Under the
I
age
know
of
the
18.
age. I know it, and then I know we can calculate it. They have to be careful.
And then the other thing, child labor is widespread. And over 38,000 children are working in Jamaica. And that's from 5 to 17. Right?
Yeah.
Things are out of control.
Yeah, man.
Right? And if the children don't have the opportunities, right? That's why the boys them turn to gangs. Gangs is the gang leaders are like the father figures, right? They're gonna make them feel welcome, and they're gonna make them feel like they accomplished something when they rip off somebody or bust them or they won't shoot them. They accomplish something, right? And you can't tell, if you can go around and drive BMW or Mercedes or one of them SUV, fancy looking SUVs, then you've accomplished something. And if you can pay for your apartment, big time, you accomplish something. Pay for the apartment, put your parents up, and take care of business that way. A man going to protect him turf, right? Until somebody come along and take him out.
True. Wait a second, with a man, because we know our judge, when it comes to foreigners, sometimes them just give them a little slap on the wrist and send them home. Them need to stop do that.
Well, it would not shock me if the 99 days that he served, they're going to leave it at that and put him on probation.
No, but the judge, you have to reach out to the judge and be a fire, because that them do, Uncle Jamaican alone, especially the poorer class of people, them stepping on them neck. Already my bad for racism, we know better than that, and we matter that. And I like me matter that. You understand?
Yeah.
And me see a profiling. The profiling is, there is no way. You are come, if you are come on holiday, you are come on holiday. But so you can't do certain things in your country. You come every time you come with 4 suitcases and some ties and some little things, and I look for little kids. All we know that alone is spooky. You understand?
Yeah.
We do a lot of things, but more fly with no more suitcase at time blindly. If you just go get some little girls, some little doll, and find some people who them can't eat food and give them little doll. No, we don't want to do that. Because hear what we that brother do know. Instead of a call the man cooked this, we rather teach him for fish that him can take care of him family. See, I mean, I believe, all right, you want me to believe in that, but them not understand. It's like how we are there, we build place for people. And when we build place for people, we build it, like the man I not think Pernell Charles doing a place. But them man, they are real farmer.
Right.
And they never have no place to live. So we build the place to the man, because the man, you understand? We see it in the paper, we have to jump up and say, no man, right away. Food, but material. And I'm sure me how them are build and everything, because the water, when it flood, when rain fall, the water can dirt them depend. Nice kids them have and thing. But you see him really have him farm, him a try. So, them people that you do something for. But otherwise, you see, if for old people may do it. If it's a other young person where them not work. So you not work. Your mother and father them not work and them have kids. What me that do, It better for you find out what him can do. Or what she can do. Because if you can say, okay, me can build black, or me a carpenter, me a, him do woodwork, he make furniture. And you say, okay, me can buy him some material, buy him tool, make him get a shed start, make them thing there, start sell. You give him a start. So him can help himself. Because if me see my yard in a one room in a herb, right? And me build a 2-room game. Remember him now working, So me give him the 2-room, only thing me I do is make him sleep a little more better in the room. But him can't pay light bill still. Him can't pay water rate. Him still not have no food to eat. Him still live in the same yard. Him won't go sleep. Him feel good because him say him now house, but hungry kill you same way. But if me give him a start, and him can, make himself be a man with a start and then help him family. Here goes, we free up a family. You can send him out them at school and everything. So me see better that way there, you understand?
Right.
That's why we want to build skill centers and do all kind of little things. Because my brain work different, a man build a little thing and you give them. We do that for all the people. We retire and them thing. There are some mothers where say, okay, that you still want to give them a start to. The kids them can't stay so. One parenting.
Well, we I spoke to the Northeast coordinator for security in that government Northeast breakdown. That they, you have Northeast, Southeast, you have West, Southwest, and Midwest. I think you have 5 areas that they cover. And part of the program that they're running in the Northeast is like graphic arts, the computer coding, and there's a third one which might just be cybersecurity. Right, those 3 areas, and they try to create homework centers and computer centers where the kids can go and meet and work as a group, because we try to do it with just a single child at home, and we find out the kids then don't have no broadband. Now, the government said they were putting broadband in every community, and that's not true. Right?
And it's dangerous to her, but finish talk. I'm gonna tell you why it's dangerous, but finish talk.
Yeah, it's we figure if the kids work as a group, that they would produce more. They would talk amongst themselves about the thing that is being taught, and that in turn, you usually have a bright kid in the group, or a kid that was here in the U.S. come back, and they can lead the group or something to that effect. But we need more broadband in various areas. Where Ratigan is from,
Waterhouse.
And Waterhouse is where we launch a project, and we can't get the broadband in the place to for them to learn the graphics or any of the cybersecurity or any of the stuff we want to teach, because it lacks broadband, and that's a huge community in the corporate area. That's at least 10, 12,000 in that community.
So you're right. So the government come up with this broadband initiative, this hotspot initiative. So they must spend much billion, and then put it in our center. Like them go a country and then put it in our center. But one the kids, you see, it's simple. The matter say them spend much billion, but it's simple. One little box from Digicel or from Lime, I think you have some $4,000 box. And if me open the box, you put it in my yard with the code. My neighbor can use it and you can use it too,
Right.
and other people can use it, but not in the center where we want all of the kids leave out of them home and go out there so where man cannot chase man and then running at them, plowing at them, all kind of
Right.
things in our center. You can't do that. Unless you have build up a community center. Like a school, like you have a community center where them that go and then go deal with it. If you are dealing with it like that, no, a different thing. But you can't put a hot spot in a center thing where you say, okay, you can go yasso and you get to go use that. It can be very dangerous. Remember, I
Yeah.
said the government not thinking about it. Them
Well,
just come up with something to wrap some money and do foolishness. Yeah,
look,
man.
that's why we had proposed with FIFA, the World Football Federation out there, having a FIFA foundation. That foundation is worth well over $10 billion.
Mm,
And they will come out and build you a sports center, sportsplex,
mm-hmm.
put broadband and everything in there, and you have meeting rooms, changing rooms, all kinds of stuff. We are trying to encourage every parish in Jamaica. You have 3 counties in Jamaica, right? Cornwall,
Yeah,
Middlesex,
I'm
Surrey.
sorry, yes.
If at the end of the island you can create complexes, and then where the parishes meet, you create complexes there too, and then you have a age group program just like we have here in the US.
Yes, yes.
Under 15, under 12, under 10, and under 8. And this is how you get all the kids across those communities playing the game and learning at the same time, because you're going to bring in the coding and you're going to bring in the graphic arts and everything else that you want
Mm-hmm.
to teach them, right? You're going to
Mm-hmm.
bring it in. But the draw to get them all together and the ability to have a place where they can meet, you want to ask FIFA to come in and build it and pay for it, because the JFF not going to do it.
Mm,
Your parish president for football not going to do it either. But guess what?
mm,
They're too lazy to go request it.
mm.
So this,
But JFF, when you know say JFF, them make a bag of money and them get a lot of sponsors over the years. And when you look, them have one captain there, one man they take it over already. Till him dead, him a captain, till him dead. Him a president, what you call it? President or what you want to
he
call it.
was
Yeah,
president of the JFF. Yeah,
yeah, till him dead. And
right.
next man he take it over, feel like must say 1 term and then him go back in. And
Yeah,
then him have all the captain Baker and all about. The man they live not the place till him dead, a president for life. And
right.
then, that a place that make money. And them get a lot of sponsorship from private sector organization of Jamaica. And if them
Well,
really want to do some things, them could have do that. They are just
well, right now in Jamaica, you have a guy who's from Latin America. FIFA sent him down there
mm-hmm,
to audit things because things wasn't going very well.
mm,
Right? The man keep running out of money. You saw the men's team was stranded in Suriname. The women's team was stranded in Mexico because the bags couldn't be loaded on any plane because they didn't pay for that in advance. Um, it's all kind of slackness going on, right?
mm,
Not to mention the same problem with trafficking, right?
mm,
Because some coaches take advantage of the young girls and boys them
mm,
under their charge. And not only do they take advantage, but you have wheeling and dealing going on in some parishes over
mm,
that issue, right? So so everything is up for negotiation,
mm,
and it shouldn't be. It should be children first, and children always.
mm,
Because why do you exist? Why do you get married and have kids?
mm.
You want them to be successful.
Of course.
You want them to learn and to be disciplined.
Yes.
And the discipline can be football, can be music,
Mm,
right? I always think that when the U.S. schools used to get rid of the instruments and said they weren't banned in schools anymore, how come somebody couldn't go ask the schools, hey, can you donate instruments to communities in Jamaica?
Mm.
Jamaica, the military band, them have the police band, and them have,
But you just knock something there though, because them, you do your music, them why you come to police, but when police are perform, they make the police not perform a berry song and thing. We could have give them berries, you could have asked berries to come.
yeah,
You could have coordinate with the same artist who sing the original song. And
yes,
you want to reach out to the kids, them remember your police. You want to sing to the community. Make the original man them come sing.
yeah,
God in it, but so people soon you see them know all these things that bring more love and unity in the community. Because people are come out more. Give them see Berries and them see Marcy and them see Ken Boo, them and thing. Instead of you have the band. I wanna have the band, when can back the rhythm. When I play the band. But
yeah,
you have who no one sing. I sing back this song. I play the same mega song one I lock off all the time. Me can't even understand it. Me don't even understand it. But the music's so powerful, I wanna know that. Just come and ask, and they will say, yes, yeah, and where you go. Make them come and them here say, hey, Berries are coming, or Madam Marcia come, or Ken, or
yeah.
Levi, Sybil, or, you just name them. Lucia come to, Lucia, so you name them, and people are come out.
They can win the hearts and
You
minds.
can do a lot of things, but you see through them, I do crap. Sometimes you have to just ignore them, because, some things with them I do, I born that,
Yeah,
because them a do crap, Yeah, man, them for just stop it, man. Workers, man, Jamaica, and no good, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's the key. You have to get everybody should think about how they can counsel young people,
Of
right?
course.
How they can sit somebody down when they're going in the wrong direction and help change their minds, right? And you know, if sports can't do it,
Sports and music can wait. Because I can tell you something, back in the days when before them come up with the Noise Abatement Act,
yeah,
first time you used to go, remember, if someone want to leave film place and them go out, say I go out a reality for, so on a play and everything, he not give himself trouble. Because him no want to make trouble with them man, then him can't go to the dance, then him can't go listen, go watch a movie, and him can't go do nothing. So most of the time the place more peaceful
yeah,
than now. You understand?
yeah,
It's that thing when you go a party, and you go dance, a part of exercise. Right now them a charge your feet, Arabic class. So them a go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, like you learn for dance and everything, but you pay a bag of money for it. But when
but
you go dance and you go in and you dance and you
you
feel
do,
all
you
right,
do the
and
same
you
thing
want
for
to sleep,
hours, not,
yes,
not not for
you can't
20
go for your
or
gun.
30 minutes.
You're too tired. And it's a part you work out your body, keep your fit same way.
Yeah,
You understand? You enjoy yourself.
and
You want to sleep, you go sleep.
problem is you have a lot of fat people I see now when I go to Jamaica. I never used to see that.
Mm,
A lot of overweight people. But
mm,
if they were going to a dance or if they had dances, I think I mentioned Torati. I say, I go in 1970 with the Jamaica under 19
mm,
football team. I went to Cuba,
mm,
Havana, Cuba. And we had a tournament there that lasted about 3 weeks.
mm,
But every Friday, what the government does, they have blocks and they have block captains, right?
mm,
And every block get to throw a Friday evening street party. And the beer is free and the food is free.
mm.
Food or flow, beer or flow, right? I mean, you just drink and eat and guess what? It tends to tone down any kind of uh, hate and,
Yes.
and rhetoric against uh,
Mm,
the government,
yeah.
and it shows that the people can meet each other back. You combine 2 or 3 blocks, and they're going to meet one another, meet your neighbor, right?
Mm.
and that way I saw the people of Cuba in a different light than I've ever seen anywhere else. Because think about this, here in the US, we may have a street party, right, which is very limited, but we don't have blocks of people coming together.
Mm.
You know?
Them do it in UK though, like like you see me and Tiger one of them show that perform like you have like 2 million people come out, are
Yeah,
them festival, but for them kind of fest carnival or what them call it, not like carnival like in Jamaica.
right,
Them
right.
have the sound system, reggae sound system, all of them come out. So you have thousands of people. If I put it up, me I'm supposed to have one, but I can't put it up. With the sax sound and then we leave with DJ on the next song. So you have thousands of people that come out, thousands of people. So them people, they might tell us, people that are going on for a listen sound system. They have a little part the way they may have some people mass go through, but you have to have about like 2 million people,
Yeah.
in the corridor. People
But
are
but
still
you
listening.
see that's giving them
Every year. Every year.
yeah, and that's giving them people a release.
Yes.
Release
Because
the
the sound of some
tension.
play, you string up and play.
Yeah,
Nobody else stop it with nothing at all. That
right.
them one. And then no with that. A country like that now it have and them country too. I mean it have, the old people them go bowl the ball.
Yeah,
Them have the green where them go and them go bowl them ball and thing. Like a thing where them go and play. And them have them bingo where them go, them gala bingo and all kind of
yeah,
things. Them have recreation for them, the kids, them have the park for the little kids, them and everything. Them have everything set. Then
yeah.
just set some things because you have to put the kids first,
Right,
the
right.
old and the elders, you can't leave them out.
A
That's how we
park.
Jamaica I do have to preach it every day.
Check this out. A park like Emancipation Park
Hmm.
should exist
In every community,
in every community.
of
And
course.
if you can't do it in every community, then do it where communities come to meet.
Of course.
You create a meeting place, right? That people can sit, they can walk, they
Yeah.
can jog, right? They can play table
So it have
tennis.
to big enough. So when you design back them place there, you have to have something like that. You
Yeah,
can't go Manhattan or you go Central Park.
right,
And every other place you have places people go sit down and relax and everything. Everywhere
right,
else build that way. I know that's one thing. Them have the big part there, Central Park. But you have other parks
right,
where you can
right.
go. You're there German, look how much park them have.
Yeah,
Look how
man.
much castle we go visit, look how much
Yeah.
park, look how the place stay. You got Austria the same thing.
Them Germans love walking through the forest,
They're all right.
right?
You see me I
Or,
say
or
Black
riding the
Forest and
bike.
them place. Yeah man.
Yeah.
Yeah man.
And
Yeah.
so I mean, Jamaica have the mountains. You can go hiking.
All these things not nice.
You
And then
can.
you have the sea where people want to go bathe and exercise up now, but them take
Yeah,
away the whole of that
yeah,
from them. Because first time we have the sea and we have the hill. We used to climb the hill. We up on Waika Hill. We climb it. We call it first, second, and third hill.
right.
We climb the hill and then we go to beach.
Yeah.
So we have Garden Beach. We have Beaumont Beach. Sigani. So we have done a scout, done a Texas off. Then Bonifaces, them come buy it out and thing. Turn it for them thing.
Right.
You know. So we have Beaumont Beach too.
Mhm.
We have
Yeah.
different beaches we can go, so we're good.
Did they renovate Beaumont Beach and keep it open?
Yeah, no side run down.
Wow.
Mash up.
You see, when you take away all
We
the
have
area,
Gunboat Beach too, Gunboat, over airport there, so all that
Gunboat
mash up.
and Buccaneer Beach was in the same place.
Yes, but they mash up, man.
If
Them
you take away the areas that
mm,
people assemble and enjoy themselves, when you take that away, where are people going and what's going to happen, right?
we don't even know.
You don't know, right?
But you see, and then when you gather now, them call the street boy or corner boy same way. So
Yep.
that don't even make no sense.
Well, they're going to have to find ways of pacifying the population.
Yes.
You can't have people on edge all the time, hungry all the time, in the hunt for food all the time.
Mm,
that Friday get together, people collect food and even take it home so it can last them a week,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And come back the next Friday and do the same thing all over.
You see, they make people at work like if you don't work, you don't eat. It's a slavery work because they can't do nothing. They can't pay a light bill. You have to cast it. You have to chew up some sling and
Yeah.
do some little things. Them force you to do this. And then the government that tell you say them are do good and when you know say a lie. Me I say just stop on the foolishness. Just sit down and think, oh now pack up treasure for yourself. One man at work and when you looking over the nothing just the other day you value more than 190,000. When you look at 190 million, you reach by a few years and yes still the pain add up to that. Then you reach your past that long time.
Yeah.
Oh, that some impossible things. Oh, if you work less than 9 million, you can take 7 years and reach $192 million.
Well,
And you pass that by the way.
well, you should be telling your population the secret of getting rich.
You
Right?
understand? Yeah.
You
You
should be
understand? Oh, you do that. Something wrong. Something not add up. You understand? And you can't say, hey, me in this, I'm sitting in that chair, yeah. About me, I do this, I earn some money now that against the seat where you're sitting in that too. Yeah, if you was a businessman, you'd have the money before. No, you don't have the money before. You just then you have sign up, you start make some money. No, you alone, when you look some other people and make X amount of money. And I'll be a business and be a thing. And me and you know because you hear the health minister come and say, hey, you don't think about pay. Remember when I work for nothing with pay, can't afford to pay with bill.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't think about the other people, them man. We think about them man. Eh? It's bad man. But look at Herb. Before we go, we have a 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes, but before 5 minutes, is the next shoot up this, you know?
Are you serious?
Yeah, but this is St. Elizabeth.
So,
Sincere.
where was it at the bank? Too?
Now, let me tell you how way. Let me tell you how way. Let me tell you how way. Let me see this. The group commander, George Overton injured. Okay. Gunman
The website George Overton.
armored vehicle owned by security company Birmingham on Wednesday afternoon. This afternoon. And then I St. Elizabeth this happened. Mm-hmm. I drive off and drive to the police station. Can a man them open fire upon it, you know? They stop it, you know, but them escape. That's why you see when the people see that vehicle, you know, people are running from it, you know. This are the metaverse, you know. But on the metaverse are the reverse. This is where the government, this is where VAS that I say the government now for duplicate. Them can just, you know, go along and work with, you know, private one partner for take care of crime. Them people have to run to the same police where you think say, them well equipped. You see it?
Yeah.
It's an ex shooting, see that? Gunman a temporary burial vehicle, see that? Anyway, them see it, eh?
Them going after it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And matter of fact, me see it in some places where when people are driving around, man. people don't want to throw
They
them
don't
down.
want to deal with it.
You know, but if you are driving and you're going to the bus pan this, when you see this, you don't want it on the road. Man, them have to go straight over and do something.
Yeah, you don't want it near you when
No. And you see, them are more organized when you see them and them are go off a machine. But that help us up people, you don't have it easy, you know. But you see, what them a do, them a go out for them kind of vehicle who have the money. Instead of, you know, most of it, you know, sometimes one at a time them used to just go out for the little poor man and grab a handbag and cut it.
Yeah.
Like the man never say, if me I go for some money, I better me go and me get a 10 mil or a 20 mil. More than me go cut a handbag and cut something. So it don't make no sense. So them start go for
them know where the money is now.
yeah, them are pick pan where the money I carry or the money I carry.
They know
Because
where
them know
money
them
is.
successful, them get some big money.
Yeah.
So you see, you have some people I think on a different level.
Yeah.
I think now. So when them say crime cut, crime not cut, they might get more money. So if you say robbery cut, but a man can get in a space of 3 weeks, 33 million.
Yeah.
For the whole year last year, maybe them don't rob 30, well, the big boy them rob 200 billion. But me I thought that we don't know who still. But you know, when you hear them robbery, I know if some little YouTube, you know, you say, you know, you combine some robbery together.
Yeah.
The man get some cell phone and a watch and a chain and it still not come up to maybe a 10 or 20 million. The money I robbing in a space in a time and gone with 38 million.
Well,
3 weeks.
so them they're on easy
Apart.
street. they're on easy street for the next year at least. So if they come out and do that annually, them sitting pretty.
Yeah, and them are rob with that. Yeah. You see, when them a move now, them a move with some weed fire stick now that them a move out of them way because if you catch them a get long time. So
That's why I believe these people have to be soldier or ex-soldier and police.
yeah, man, them are some trained people and thing involved, man. And them know for move, them planning, man. Planning. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's very planned.
And the irony is they pick on a company that advertise that they have the solution to crime. Right?
Yeah.
And it's very embarrassing.
Embarrassing because you just show a video and everybody has spent money and say yes. Them are the one them step up in a technology, but you have to run to a police station. I drive very fast.
You run to the very people you're trying to replace.
The very people you're trying to replace, I say, yeah, you have the thing like yeah, in modern technology, and yeah, see everything. And we have to put even upon them van, you know, like them van, you know, you have put some camera. You have a way you put camera, it can look behind you and this, and you put the thing them in it, and you see everything, you see what trail you. You put some things in it, man. You understand?
My question, Wayne, if you can track and trace all your vehicles, which is what they do, right? They have trackers on them. The minute a vehicle get in trouble, you should have police and military pre-position in vital areas. Let's say you know something went down in a country town. You should know which roads to block off so them can't leave the area. And then you walk in your forces, doing a sweep of the area till you locate them. Because what you know they're going to do, they're going to abandon the vehicles like they usually do. And they're going to try to blend into the population. But if you put enough money out there in Crime Stoppers and say, hey, just point, when you see the police and the soldier presence, just point out who the strangers are in town, right? And that way, yeah, and tell them, say, you point them out.
So brother,
make a big reward.
We're running at 2 minutes, but let me just say something to the government still, and we could just give them a little quick idea. We said it before. So they want to fight crime and they must spend the bag of money. Look how it's simple now. All them need to do, you have 14 parishes. Just you're going to cover it for 13. Just start give people license plate for each parish them living on, not them address, but the parish. Yeah. So if they come from Kingston and St. Andrew, it mark Kingston and St. Andrew. You know, remember the police can maybe you get readable plate for them can read and pick up where you live. But not they are never man. But Kingston and St. Andrew, you come from St. James or St. James. Yeah. Westmoreland or Westmoreland, Portland or Portland, St. Thomas or St. Thomas. And that way, you know, you have to stop the whole of this and this. If something come from this, so you know the plate, I can tell you where it come from, you know. Or if you there at St. Thomas and you see a vehicle from Westmoreland come in and you observe as police, you know, I have to pull over nobody. But you know, a corner, you saw them sell coke and gun and everything. But you notice it, them come and them go and pan that corner. Right away to raise some suspicion.
Yeah.
You go on some seaside and you come from Westmoreland, nobody know where you are, so you go on pan seaside and go park up. But your license plate tell you something different. Then right away we can put a trap. We never have trouble nobody, because them they are St. Thomas people. We cannot trade and capture you out. When you leave, come out at 5-10 miles out, we capture you. We watch you play, we watch you. Easy for spot out, you know.
Yeah.
You see me I say? Call and everything. Why them not come with that? Better for police too.
You ever see the big cameras that they have posted in New York City? They all have 10 cameras up on the side.
Yes.
Right? Them camera reading license plate, they're reading your face.
Yeah, man.
They're reading all kinds of things, you know.
Them have one bag of camera same way in the UK in a way.
Yeah.
Them are read. It's the first time when man used to drive and you take and me are driving on. Them just change up that now. Them have some camera where them put you know it'll see you on the steering you know.
Yeah.
Your license plate.
They'll even show it to you.
Yeah.
I I have a moving violation in DC, and I go down to the court,
Yes.
right? And the only thing saved me is when I said, "Wait a minute, that's my vehicle. You clearly identify, but turn on the video because them show you a still photo of you getting caught." I said,
Yeah.
"No, Babas, you turn on the video." So when them turn on the video now, it show people flying by you on your left and on your right, right?
Mm.
They get caught, but they'll try pass the ticket to you.
Ah.
So now, when you appeal, I mean, right there in court, say, look, that's me, but that's not me speeding down the road. You're clocking somebody else,
Yes.
right? And that means you're giving me a ticket for somebody else.
Yes. Yes.
And so I walk and then have to go search and find the other guy. Now it might be in Virginia, or it might be in Maryland or some other state, but they
Yeah.
won't find him, right?
Mm.
They have the photo and they're running through all the different motor vehicle bureaus and stuff. They'll catch up to them.
Yeah, them catch up. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You can't, me as a man, me not do ticket, you know. Me not get ticket, me not do nothing like that, you know. So me not get stopped. Me just drive cool,
We see
easy.
DC
Mm.
boosts their economy based on tickets. Them have a camera in every freaking corner,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
If the thing says 15 miles an hour and bush overhang the sign and you don't see it, and you're doing 25 going down, thinking you're driving slow, all of a sudden you find out you're 10 miles over and the thing can take your picture.
Mm. If you drive the 10 mile over,
Yeah,
yeah,
they got you, right?
yeah.
The flash go off and you get a ticket in the mail. So
Yeah, 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 them do it, you know. You
yeah,
can't think so.
yeah,
Just, but through them have to make sure everything were clear in the place now, your seat. And then it changed so rapidly. So you can have a 70, but it cut down to a 50. And then school area, you know, it cut down back to a
yeah,
40.
yeah.
Certain area and thing, you know. It cut down certain areas, it cut down. You just look at your seat, but then come up so often. You
Mm-hmm.
can't see it just, you know.
But the good thing is that when you pay the ticket, it doesn't go on your driving record.
Mm.
So your home state can or even DC, they don't get no points against your license.
Oh, when you pay the ticket with the
When
flash.
you pay the
Oh.
ticket, yeah, it don't show up.
Mm.
So, I mean, they can go digging for it if they really want to find it, but they
Mm.
don't report it to Virginia, and they don't report it to Maryland or West Virginia or any other state on the
Oh.
right?
Oh.
Because them states will penalize you so many points.
Mm.
You can lose your license when you accumulate too many points in a
Can you
year.
imagine, man?
And they got you coming and going.
Me can't bother drive for lose no points and no one them thing. Then when you dip on the road and you know have the police follow you. Remember the thing them have cameras and them thing. You know break no, you know make no sense. You want to reach safe and you want to you want to safe. You know reach home back safe. You know see yourself.
Yeah,
You know, speech you nothing at all, and you're good. But you know, have nobody have follow you and trail you and pull you over and search your vehicle, because that no work, so you know.
right.
No, that no work like that.
Yeah,
Man, you're supposed to pull you and search your vehicle, and if you break that and you know get flash of a police, him write your ticket, him not come search your vehicle. That no work neither. So,
yeah.
you know.
But you know what's working very well for motorists is the 360-degree camera. The one
Yeah,
you
man.
hang up in the front of your vehicle.
But I say, boy, them not have it barely
Right.
Why you not have some of these cameras?
Because beryllium, if they're boasting about their abilities and them getting shot up and have to run with their vehicle, run to a police station, right? So to me, it just appears if it could be the very people that they're trying to replace might be doing this to them, proving to them that you need the police. No matter what you do, you're gonna need the police. Right?
Somebody does say, Starker said the ticket against the car only because the owner of the car is not necessarily the driver. You're right.
Yep.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
The driver is responsible for that vehicle.
But them still, me can't tell you this. Them right. Them send the thing in your name.
Yeah.
If the vehicle in your name, but you just make them know. So listen, vehicle might have in my name, but it's not my vehicle again. You know, I want to make you them vehicle.
Right. And then they'll track
not my vehicle.
They'll
So
track and trace that person.
yeah. So yeah, we just it never come out of my name because something out of me. Yeah, but under my vehicle that no.
Yeah.
Yo, the kids them vehicle that so. What deal with them? We now bust some things and do some things.
So the man is gonna track you down wherever you are.
Yes.
Right?
If you not to cut any more, it come to that.
You go to court and you prove it's not, you weren't driving the vehicle.
Yeah, you know.
The vehicle is sold, right?
Yeah.
Then you go after the person you sell the vehicle to.
Yeah.
They'll 2 years later, my mom called me the other day and she say, guess what? They sent me a notice that I violated the toll back in 2021.
Yeah.
See, the staff was out because of COVID. It's not the admin staff is back. They're going through all of these cameras.
Yeah.
In see, her Easy Pass didn't work. Right?
Oh.
Might have been out of funds or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is they send her the notice, say, hey, you can pay the ticket or you can make sure your Easy Pass is active. Right. So, I mean, I just put it on one of my Easy Pass. No problem.
Okay. Not like like you take you have an expressway that drive, but you don't have use not like that. Them just send it in the mail.
I'm saying
you just pay it, you just use the card and pay it.
Yeah.
Instead you have to stop and do anything, you just can't do your business.
Right.
If you take you have the express.
Everything is online.
Yes. Cool thing. So you just take the express and you don't have nothing, but it don't read it and tell you how far you travel upon it,
Yeah.
And it can charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but it's sent to you. Sent through the mail and you just pay it.
Look.
But you don't have nobody to stop you. So you just try to go upon that. Right. Yeah, so okay, that boy empty Zoom, reach where you go, Zoom, go upon it, then bill you.
Mm-hmm. If it's one thing I can tell you, you can look on your phone and Google. And Google tell you every place you've been, what time you get there.
Yeah, so you can set it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, when you look at this thing, we're tracked.
Yeah. You can turn them off too, But because them have smartphone, them have some smart. Yeah, man. Them have some things from them.
The Apple phone is very dangerous. Yes.
Very them.
Yeah.
Them have something, but they can't turn them off. You can't ask me no for us turn them off,
Yeah.
Your pulse can't take it can't do a lot of things, man.
Yeah. But guess what? In spite of the fact that you turn it off, they find ways of finding your footprint where you've been with your phone turned off. Right?
Yes.
So don't think it's really off. Right? If you do something wrong, if you're a bad guy, then they're gonna track you.
Yes. So what them do now, them like everything want access to it. Yeah. Them put some other thing. You remember when the guy shoot up I think the mosque, one of them place, our Jewish place.
Right.
Somewhere down near California, somewhere down that side.
In California. One of them,
right. Yes. Right. Remember him have an Apple phone and him them never want to open it. I think the FBI have to carry them a court and all because I think that never want to open it.
Yeah.
Then can't go in it, Keep it shut in and them like this, then you move with a phone and say you're going with a patakat going with it. Them lock it down,
Yeah.
We just call them and them lock it down.
Mm-hmm. But they've found ways now of breaking into those phones. They find different ways. So nothing is impossible. Let me tell you.
Not true, man. Nothing impossible.
Every time
them upgrade it every update. Them send our next thing for update that certain software. Like as I do some boom, then get our next trouble and then send our next something. But just continue update. So I just start,
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago,
you have hackers out there. You have the white hat guys who are supposed to be good guys. They are always finding the weakness in software.
Yeah.
And when they find the weakness, you have to do the updates because they tell you what
that's them. That's right. So them send update on it regular.
Yeah.
Any one of them,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Me I go run,
All right. Hey.
Morning, brother.
Hey.
All right. Bless people.
Bless
Later, yeah?
Yeah.
Bless.